like Barcelona. Slim waist, big thighs make a nigga go nuts. You been overworking, man, you need a bonus. You deserve a damn yo, you all grown up. I'd buy you a Benz dollar kinimbona. Mini cheesy inje amadare. Engineer giza dingware. On point kama suti za burale. Highlight shinda zing watandale. Atwende geto ukombogi na weza tupona. Nkona pato la ngata kando ya bomas. Ngong road haina life uko tainiona. Baniko huku sai usulize mbona. Sin koma vitu nanirea. Buff bus washa like bigger shots. Nike ifika usiku sutanipea. Tap tap back it up make it drop. So feeling like kupea sinyulize mbona. Ndai setting back up kwa kona. Niko sure he ujaiona. Mbona sinyulize mbona. And girl I finna place this thing on ya. I finna hit it till I reach the corner. Mbona, what you mean mbona? Mbona, oh you mean mbona? It's highly advised you get with the format. iPhone that could set you can be an owner. So take a lesson majuhudi jaribu kuchoma. Nko particular na Tesla danushani soma. Sugar mami afanane na Madonna. Bora neza meza njwanga kele well ya Jonah. Puss killer cat, I don't mean Thomas. I'ma keep up a kind of tupa manze ya magona. Your father told you not to mess with the goons. And now you want to come and rest in my room. Every day you keep on texting me news. Saying you want to have sex in the moon. That depends on your head game. Inyalo muonya. To the low bendo hinga inyalo ponya. Jaber ngona misi informa. But after all on your makope pake Rexona. Snanga shida na kenyeji boda neza nyonya. But at least paka makeup na ka face toner. And the business sense is pretty vicious blown up. Confidence some of them want get your man has really gone up. Dawari ya mitambili mini toy. Ikifika hapo I'd rather remain alone. Say kushinda muda noma, prepare for trauma. Kani wanyeri red flag koma. Ni masavage kasara kona. One mistake na kukata transformer. Sin koma vitu nanirea. Buff washa like bigger shots. Nike ifika usiku sutanipea. Tap back it up make it drop. So feeling like kupea sinyulize mbona. Ndai setting back up kwa kona. Niko sure he ujaiona. Mbona sinyulize mbona. And girl I finna place this thing on ya. I finna hit it till I reach the corner. Mbona, what you mean mbona? Mbona, oh you mean mbona? Mbona. Kama soja boy she makes it clap. Hii samosa ni kama nzi yako. Ai, venye ina slap kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash. Skiza, everything you say has a consequence. Anatingisha ungedhani ni effervescence. Manzi yako yeupeana na confidence. Amjidena man I feel like a classic man. Amekata tatu na bado wa bleki. Ni kama gari imeachilia breki. Na manyaru zitafanya mini kreki. Nikasupuka poa kakona jegi. Ai usidozle huyo mimi nina kam. Manze huku nje naitwa 1 minute man. Ati mi uboba tamon ID man. Depression ni kikikin manze nitakibani. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash.
Hey painting, hey what's your name thing? Unaweza risk si tufanye some tasting. Na mini chali straightforward no dating. Semina jua unapenda phony. Hodi kini pass with mind. Show baby where you behind it. Miss kama wao baby his matarao swezi patana nao mini ndovu. Bungo jani na kitu. Si makelele ndani ya tujani na jitu. Nani yenyewe umezoea za mwitu, ikikupata utasikia niko kwa mavitu.
Ai usidozle huyo mimi nina kama manze huku nje naitwa 1 minute man. Ati mi uboba tamona I demand. Depression ikikikin manze nitakibani. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash pani. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash kwa bash. Kishash Kishash.
Niachenya shipite boss kwani mini nugu. Sikosi nguvu baby girl mi ukula njugu. Bad to the bone lazima nikunywe supu. Shake that thing hadi upigwe marufuku. Kaende kifo cha mende. Unaninyonya kama maembe na tembe. Game bubu vitu zetu usiseme. Wacha wabaki wakidhani kuna venye. Peleka juu, peleka chini. Usiogope kuu, rarua mini. Ikishika sana, toa ulimi. Zako zikipanda, cheza na mimi.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Sammy Maina, and this is your show, in case you missed it, where we do a roundup of politics that happened in the previous week. A very wet Monday morning, I'm joined in studio with Sammy Melly.
Thank you.
And one of the things that I find very interesting about Kenyans is God brings us rain, we bring the traffic. Huh?
Yeah, I think Kenyans like causing traffic, and most of the time you find the traffic policemen are not on the roundabouts, especially when it rains. So tunajua kufungiana barabara. We don't give way, by the way.
Kawaida yetu. My dad once told me it's like we melt in the rain.
Just we were told we are man society.
Yeah.
And somebody sang Nairobi kukinyesha wengi hawaoni mbele.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, this is in case you missed it. We do a roundup of the politics that happened in the previous week, and it's been a very interesting week. It was a very interesting week last week with a lot of things happening, coalitions, agreements, consultations. Pretty weird.
Donations. You forgot the
donations. And we're gonna touch on all of them in just a little bit. So before we get there, let's take a look at what's going on in the dailies today. The Daily Nation. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get it right. So as we get there are a lot of things that happen, Sam.
Yes.
But let's start. I'd like to start from the previous week, where ODM had a rally in Busia, and Baba came through and he told us he's back, and that he's doing consultations. A couple of very interesting things happened there. But without further ado, Sam, what did you think about Busia?
First, we were celebrating 20 years of ODM. It has been a resilient party. Remember, it was formed when there was a referendum in 2005, when there was Chungwa na Ndizi.
Yes.
And then the Chungwa won. The founding members, even including Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, Joe Nyaga the late, quite a number.
Yes.
Yeah, and they formed a pentagon. So in Busia, when Baba landed, we were expecting a grand announcement.
Yeah.
But he went around saying he's consulting. At the end of the day, he gave us a surprise. I am sure the consultations were not about working with the government. He forced his way in. And I remember the talks, especially by Edwin Sifuna, the SG of ODM. And Edwin Sifuna told us that if Raila were to run with Ruto together on the same ticket, they will lose together.
Yeah.
And I think the prophecy is coming.
Hi. Made by their very own SG.
Yes. I would look at Edwin Sifuna during the signing of the agreement.
Yes.
And I said, politicians, if there is heaven and you see a politician there, then you are in hell. Please.
Hold it there. We're going to come and have a lot more to converse about with regards to that signing of that agreement. But in the meantime, let's take a look at what's going on in the daily. The Standard headlines: pulpit arrogance. I'm sure this is in relation to the 20 million that was given to a certain church in Roysambu. And the aftermath. The Taifa Leo yasema sadaka ya Ruto yachafua hewa. Once again, Roysambu in the news. All right.
Wow.
The Daily Nation headlines: how e-citizen owners defied State House. This is a very interesting story. I've kind of had a look at what's going on with e-citizens. It is e-citizen and the ownership, and there was a court case, and very interesting how this is a privately owned organization.
It's surprising how our revenue is on private hands.
Imagine that. Right. The People Daily, the Teacher Service Commission, 630 billion for intern teachers. Yeah, as we give 20 million to churches.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get to it. So Baba in Busia. I'll tell you, yes, we were waiting for an announcement, and I was actually in Busia, and I witnessed this live.
Yes.
And we were waiting for Baba to give that grand announcement, which he didn't. He said he was still in consultation. But we had the party organs there. We had various ODM senior members there, and it was quite the thing, because I was on the ground and I was listening to what they were saying, and there are a lot of mixed feelings about Baba joining hands with Ruto.
Now, Baba's grand support, especially out of Nyanza, is in Busia.
Correct.
Busia is actually the home ground of ODM. That is, let's say, it's the diaspora of ODM out of Nyanza. If you could, the way you said you interacted with the people, the elder generation are still ODM, pro-ODM, and they follow Baba.
Yes.
But the upcoming ODM members, the Gen Z ODM, are liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you could see the Kamukunji meetings.
Correct.
Yes, they are liberal, and perhaps they are just doing that to appease Baba. But their hearts are no longer with the Baba, especially Baba working with government. And most people feel like they are duped. But I know Baba is a strategist. Getting into government, the Kenya Kwanza administration should be very careful. Because he's likely to do the Moi thing, the way he did during the Moi merger, KANU, NDP merger. It was LDP.
Yes.
No, NDP.
NDP, yes.
He got into the government like 2 years to general elections, and then left with 3/4 of the government. And I think if Baba is still the Baba that we know, Ruto should be very, very careful.
Right.
Yeah. But being a student of Baba, I don't know, he can pull his cards. Perhaps he has something, the joker, you know, the joker.
Yes, the trump
when
card.
Baba is announcing cardi, then you put it on the table. When he is still collecting the other cards, you finish the game.
Yes.
So the two are schemers, and I want to see how they will work together.
Right.
But ODM has been resilient. Other than KANU, it's actually ODM which gave KANU a venomous bite. That's why KANU is in his deathbed.
Right.
Yes, bed, I mean. So, I'm actually skeptical if Baba is here to stay in the government. Yeah. If you see the happenings yesterday in Gusii Stadium.
Yes.
Hey, walking out on Baba. That has never happened.
Shikilia hapo. So let's fast forward to last week, and Baba goes around the country. Actually, before you get there, back to Busia. One of the things that I saw very interesting in Busia is that ODM, and I think especially Baba, is pushing Kasmuel. I don't know whether you saw that.
Now, Kasmuel is an opportunist. Actually, he's a politician.
Yes.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it's a duck.
It is a duck.
And he's one of the Gen Zs who has known how to survive.
Right.
Now he's hovering around with choppers. He's in a presidential escort sometimes. He's in a politician convoy all the time, close to Baba.
Given national podiums.
Yes. And I think so many Gen Z lost that opportunity. they say opportunity knocks once.
Correct.
And Caswell has embraced it.
Mm.
And very soon you'll see him either as a member of parliament,
Mm.
a senator, or an MCA.
Eh.
He has schemed. And remember, there are vacant seats that are going to be filled in November,
Correct.
according to IEBC.
Yes.
Moja ni ile ya Mbadi.
Mm.
Another one, Opio Wandais.
Yes.
There are others that are still there,
Mm.
including the MCA positions.
Oh, yes.
You will find Caswell in government. Like it or you don't like it.
I actually don't doubt that.
Yes.
But I also see, in terms of an internal strategy, ODM is really pushing their youth league, something that was there in the 90s but kind of became absent in the 2000s. I think, if anything, is he playing succession politics? Is he trying to make sure that ODM remains a sustainable party? Because it's the longest standing party in Kenya as we speak.
You know, the youth should know that power is not given.
Mm.
Power is grabbed. Grab that opportunity.
Mm.
You cannot go to Roysambu and expect that is where you'll get power. Power is getting closer to the power machinery.
Correct.
And then do that thing you want to do within the
Yes.
powerful people circles.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you continue castigating,
Mhm.
we will still get the uneducated, the Sudis of this world ruling us.
Mm.
Yet we are educated and we are out here not seizing the opportunities that we have.
Yes.
So, the Youth League, I was part of the Youth League of 2001, 2002 of LDP.
Ah.
We are the people who pushed for Liberal Democratic Party
Uh-huh.
and then the merger from NAK to NAC, NARC.
Mm.
And then we were left out. I think I lost an opportunity myself
Mhm.
to have become even the councillor of our area because
Right.
I could see people pushing me. For me, I was registering people and giving them the constitution of LDP.
Yes.
And then the leadership came out of nowhere. There are some people like Joshua Kutuny
Mm.
who took the opportunities that we missed ourselves.
Yeah.
And now they are in the national leadership.
Yes.
Now, so the youth should know there is no other way that you can get into leadership except through political means.
Mm.
The democracy we have.
Yeah.
If you think that by overthrowing Ruto's government, you will get into leadership, you will not only destroy this country, but take us back to anarchy.
Yeah.
Museveni pretended to be a young man. He was 29 years old when he came into power.
Mm.
He has been there up to now.
Yes.
Over 40 years.
Correct.
Ruling Uganda the way he likes.
Yes.
So the youth should, one, strategize, know what they want.
Yes.
What do they want in this country?
Mm.
Number two, once they know what they want, how do we get to these influential positions?
Yes.
Number three, once you are in these influential positions, how do you lobby so that the youth agenda is realized?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they forget one thing. I was a youth the other day.
Mm.
You can see white hair here.
Yes.
Now I'm growing old.
Yes.
Baba used to say, wazee waende nyumbani.
Mm.
He even castigated his own father.
Mm.
In 1992, he stormed a meeting where his father was addressing the crowd.
Correct.
Unfortunately, time has gone by.
Mhm.
Baba has not realized his dream to be the president of this country, and old age has caught up. Old age is like poverty.
Mm.
It comes unannounced.
Yeah.
So if you are a young man, the only way is prepare yourself. Register as voters.
Yes.
Make sure that day when we are voting, you are near the polling station where you registered.
Correct.
Unfortunately, they register, then exams are scheduled for that week. Imagine uko KU hapa. You are having an exam and you are supposed to vote, let's say in Trans Nzoia or in Nyanza. Will you travel?
Absolutely.
And at
not.
that time, it's like Christmas because the airfares are so high.
Yes.
So, going to Western 2,000, coming back 2,000, that's 4,000. Hiyo ni rent ya nyumba.
Yeah.
That's why you find there's a significant number of people who don't vote.
Yeah.
And these are the youth.
Mm.
Our elders know the importance of voting.
Correct.
And that is why they go help us make wrong decisions. Yeah, I've
Yes.
seen my father. He has 2 wives.
Mm.
Every voting day,
Mm-hmm.
he makes sure that he has his 2 wives by his side.
Yes.
As they queue in the line, they go vote and he brings them back home
Yes.
because he knows the importance of voting.
Mm.
But I can see even young people on social media telling me that they will not vote. Did you know that you can vote by absentia?
Mm.
And then you leave fools to go and elect for you the brightest fool among themselves to lead you.
Yes.
So not participating in elections is participating by absentia.
Yes. I agree with you, and I want to just state, and I've heard this said, one, based on age, fools do grow old.
Yes.
That's number one.
Not
and-
all elders you see around are wise. Some are old fools.
Yes. That is indeed very true. And then number two is our young people, and these are the people who make the majority of this country. You cannot cry when you don't participate. You cannot
Yes.
cry and go to the streets and protest and keep pushing if you're not doing your civic duty.
Yes.
It's very unfortunate when I hear young people say, and I used to be that crowd, that, what's the point of voting? The point of voting is to do your civic duty, make your voice heard, so that if anything, if there's an eventuality, then you have the right to stand up and say, either kimeenda or it happened the way I wanted it to happen.
You find most bitter people
Yes.
after an election are the people who didn't vote.
Correct.
Because the people who voted, there is one thing, satisfaction in what you did.
Mm.
You say, if my candidate didn't win, he can win next time. Perhaps we didn't lobby enough.
Mm.
But if you avoid voting, you are creating chaos.
Mm.
Politics control everything in this country.
Mm.
Revenue collection is political. Employment is political. Service delivery is political. Even religion nowadays. You
Yes.
see the priests preach. Once they have done, they invite politicians
Mm.
to speak.
Yeah.
And that is where now the politics take the pulpit.
Mm.
And I don't think there was a time I was granted a chance to speak on the pulpit.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to come down because that's a holy ground.
Mm.
There are things you cannot do in church.
Mm.
There are things you cannot be allowed to do in the mosque. And better still, there are things you cannot do in the temple.
Mm.
Politics revolves around being a brilliant liar.
Yes.
And those who are castigating the president is because you just have his clips. The others lie every day. Your MCA lies every day.
Yes.
Your member of parliament lies every day. It's only that you don't have that continuous reminder of what they said.
Mm.
But social media nowadays help us keep records.
Yes.
And sometimes I think we rush to expect results.
Mm.
When you go into an election,
Yeah.
there are things that can be achieved immediately, and there are things that take time.
Mm.
The projects that Uhuru government finished
Mhm.
were started during Kibaki regime.
Yes.
Most of the projects that are going to be done by President William Ruto right now are Uhuru regime projects.
Yes.
And some of the loans or the burden this government is carrying was from the previous
regime.
governments.
Mm.
And I had the CS Finance, Honorable Mbadi. And I think we are having a brilliant person there. I don't care whether he's from ODM or where.
Mm.
I get to understand where we are. Unlike the other CSS who have been there.
The true
they're-
state.
Yes, the true state.
Mm.
We need to know where we are,
Yeah.
where we are heading,
Mm.
and what we need to do about it.
Yeah.
And I think by Mbadi coming down to Kamukunjis, the small Kamukunjis, he is helping us understand the situation we are in. I don't think there is a politician who can take a noose and around his neck and tie it on himself and hang himself, the way President William Ruto is doing. Unfortunately, he's taking us round in circles. Just speak it plainly. I almost used the F word. This
Hold it.
country in the previous regime,
Yes.
because they must have the loans they took were massive.
Yeah.
If you look at the records, the loans that were taken between 2014 and 2017 and between 2018 and 2022. I remember when the senators were being arrested and being taken to parliament by force. You don't remember Senator Malala? The way he was driven from his home to Kakamega to Mumias in 2 hours.
Right. Yes.
You don't remember Senator Lelekwe of Marsabit? The way he was forced to parliament to come and vote to lift the ceiling from 9 trillion to 12 trillion so that the government can borrow.
Yeah.
So we put ourselves in the situations we are. We allowed ourselves to be taken down this road by Uhuru and further by William Ruto. The good thing about the government at the moment is that in as much as there were loans that had been agreed to be taken, they are not going for more.
Yeah.
Because you remember, there are some loans you take having agreed that I will take this loan at this time. Whether Sammy were to take over the government right now,
yes,
there are things, for example, William Ruto has signed into that will come into effect in a certain period.
Yes.
And I came to understand the local loans are the highest. Out of the 11 trillion we have as loans, 5.7 are local loans. I am surprised that even we don't owe China a lot. We owe them 600 billion.
What?
600. I'm told Italy, Germany, and I think, is this the US, that we owe a lot of money. Yeah. So this country needs to be, the way somebody said, tufunge hii nchi, kila mtu aende kwao.
Right. So back to our story. So fast forward from Busia into last week. And Baba goes around the country still doing consultations. I saw he made a stop in Kisii. This is before the most recent Kisii. And he said that he is doing further consultations there. And I think at some point he arrived at a decision. And then before the decision was unearthed, there were announcements made by the likes of the former CJ. Was he a CJ? Maraga.
Yes, Maraga.
Yes, so Maraga makes his he hints towards a presidential bid. He says he wants to simama, and then we hear that Matiang'i is on the way.
Yes,
and that is he is the preferred Jubilee presidential aspirant, and so quite a number of pronouncements were being made. Then it happened. Then they met at KICC.
Now,
then everything that was said in the past was just yet another story. And I want to remind you of a couple of these stories. Number one, I remember Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichung'wah was saying he is the holder of the knife. Did you hear that? He said he's the holder of the knife. Na hii maneno ya nusu mkate haiwezi sababu ameshikilia hiyo kisu. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yes, then KICC comes and passes. An agreement is signed, a power sharing agreement is signed, and here we are. Notwithstanding, not so long ago, the same President Ruto said, na huyu mtu amezoea. Kutoka wakati wa Moi, tukaingia kwa Kibaki, tukarudi tukaingia kwa Uhuru, huyu mtu amezoea hii maneno ya nusu mkate. Na yeye hawezi hata haikubali.
Now, there is something I've learned recently. never trust a word from the president's mouth. He goes against what he has always said. It has always been said, never say never.
But let me pause you there. Let me pause you there. As we were leading up to the 2022 elections,
Yes.
Baba himself said, hataki handshake.
Now, I think handshakes are unavoidable in this country, especially where Baba is. And remember, this is somebody who got around 7 million votes.
Correct.
President William Ruto beat him by around 200 to 300,000 votes. They have an equal following in the country. And if Baba was to decide right now to support somebody else, that person will win automatically. The following now in Kisii is becoming an issue. I want to see where the next stop is. But if you go back in history, these two, not the two actually, almost the entire government was in Pentagon. The Pentagon is together. And if you look at the time when Baba worked with Uhuru Kenyatta, that is where the economy almost came back to normal. Because we were down to the dogs. And I think he's bringing back sanity into this government. If you look at the energy sector being run by Opio and I, is coming back to its senses. The power blackouts have reduced. The airports, the planes can now land safely at night.
Right.
The leaking roofs are no longer there. I think they were designed to leak. If you look at Mbadi, the economy, he said is growing at 4.7 this year. It had gone down to 4. Now it's back to 4.7. But I am interested to know what was in the document. You had Kimani Ichung'wah insist, first page, please. And you saw Anyang' Nyong'o doing this. First page. Don't open the other pages. Perhaps the devil lies in the details of the other pages.
We need to know.
And I heard that there were interviews of the PSS that were done. The other PSS last week were called to State House. And on Friday, I saw meetings in different ministries. Actually, the meetings took too long. And perhaps there's a crisis. There are people going home. There are people coming on board. But anywhere Baba is, appointments are on merit. And I want to see our diplomacy first. Our ambassadors. We need career ambassadors. The career diplomats to go back. The blunders we have had, I am sure Baba must focus on that because that is what failed him in AU. Number 2, the PSS. There are some PSS and CSS who are clueless in their ministries. How can you fail to explain SHA? Seriously. Why can't you just sit overnight the way the president crams the roads? Go overnight, cram the SHA. Stick to the key points. Explain to the people the key points of SHA.
But is the person the problem or is it SHA itself the problem?
No. How do you appoint girlfriends, boyfriends into ministries? Serious national issues. You could put them into protocol. Unajua kama unataka kuweka girlfriend upatie kazi, mweke kwa protocol. So that ukienda India uko na yeye. Ukienda wapi uko na yeye. But putting serious government ministries in jeopardy by bringing in people who are clueless. Even if you are a doctor, not all doctors know what they are doing. Remember, not all administrators can administer. Some have done public administration just for the sake of a certificate or a degree.
Let me say that is indeed true, but I see it a little different, and I'll tell you this. Here I've been looking at the independence of Parliament, because Parliament are the people who, what do you call it? they assess these people. They are the ones who grill them, take them to this
Sam.
grilling, and then they make
Sam.
No.
Look at our
know.
parliament. Just
I
look
know.
at them.
Yes, I know it is a problem, and there was a debate about this same independence of parliament and the power of parties, and this whole whipping and blah blah blah, and causing our members of parliament to take certain directions with regards to decision making and law making within parliament. And that conversation is a conversation that needs to be had. Are these MPs representing the people, or are they representing their respective parties?
The only time we had a parliament is the first year of the late President Mwai Kibaki, and the last term of President Uhuru Kenyatta. The likes of Murkomen, who could stand their ground on principle, and they don't care what the presidency says. The only people I have right now in parliament who I can say can stand with the principle are Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and a few others like Cherargei. But Cherargei is also a watermelon. Sometimes he's with the government, sometimes he's not there. We want a parliament where they can say, this is wrong, this is right. They are the difference between our parliamentarians and a rubber stamp is that the rubber stamp is man-made, and these others were made by God, but they are always there waiting to rubber stamp anything that comes from the national government. What is their role? Can we have 349 fools all together in one building called parliament? Seriously?
It is unfortunate.
It is quite unfortunate. There's this blind lady from Busia, the women rep. That lady is brilliant.
Eloquent.
And eloquent. And she can speak, you think you are seeing what she's saying. Another one is Okia Omtata. Very, very diligent man. Unfortunately, for presidency, he can't make. He can't.
I agree.
He's like the way we put the former CJ, what is his name?
Maraga.
Not Maraga.
Which one?
Before Maraga. William Tunga.
Mtunga.
William Tunga was very good in activism. But when he took over as a CJ, he did very zero work. Number two, look at a diplomat like PLO Lumumba. PLO Lumumba is very good in words, but in action, zero. He was at the helm of EACC. How many people did he prosecute? He came with sweet words. Every day he would address us with very sweet words, but very little action. Now, we have given EACC, the same EACC, to the religious organization, beginning with Wabukala, did zero. Actually, Wabukala recovered 300 million. Out of all the corruption that was there in 5 years. Now we have Bishop Onginde there, doing another zero work.
Well,
I think the moral fabric of this country, the moral fabric of our society. Right now, there is a Kenyan passing a policeman picking bribery. There is a Kenyan in a matatu somewhere, seated, seeing the driver giving out 50 bob. How can you explain the matatus plying the CBD, the ones plying CBD, from CBD to South B to South C to high rise to where? Vehicles you sit in and you see the tarmac. Actually, why are they on the road? Isn't that we have failed? The same Gen Z who should have, it's not only the president. In as much as the fish rots from the head. But the other parts matter. You see, small corruption breeds bigger corruption. If you were to see somebody picking bribe and you go on just like that, you laugh about it. What is your phone doing? Record that. Let them rusha kwa ipoa. We see whether there will be no action. The same Kenyans, when an accident happens, yenye niliona tu haikubebwa ni wakati, I think, no, I don't remember what it was, but there was a time a lorry carrying bundles of unga ilikuwa ya $1. Even
Ikaanguka.
people with Prados were looting. Walisimama kuiba. Siku ya kondoo pale Northlands.
Yes.
I was on Thika Road. I was driving.
Yeah.
People were parking. The people you think who have ties na suti kama mimi.
Yes.
Wanapita na kondoo. Just then where are we as a country? Yes? Do you want to say they were just millennials? Were Gen Zs not there?
Everyone was
Yesterday, even during the riot at Roysambu, Gen Zs were looting from even people who were walking. Seriously? It is only that the one at the helm is one of us who has got the opportunity. But if given, you and me, Sam, if today you are given presidency, you will start looting from day one.
Apana.
No, don't say that. We can always deny. But Kenyans, I think we are looters in our own. Sisi ni wezi. Ni venye tu hujashikwa. Na ile unaiba, nobody has interest in it. But Kenyans still. If you were to go today, for example, you retire from a parastatal, and you're driving just a simple car, anasema huyu alikuwa kwa ministry, naona hakuna kitu alifanya. Alishindwa. Because we are used to looting big. Look at the counties. Unaenda huko mtu ni ward administrator, ile gorofa amejenga kwa village. With a salary of less than 50,000.
Yes.
Jamaa ako na gorofa in 1 month.
Yes. We have a problem.
They are driving Prados.
We have
na unajua Prado ikinguruma mara moja
ndio
1,000 gone. So, and we adore them.
Yeah.
Go today, ask for a vote. Hapa nje, enda tu hapa within this ward where we are.
Yeah.
Omba kura. Bila pesa hutashinda. Bila pesa hutasikilizwa. Vijana wanasema toa ya macho. Where will their macho come from? And after I give you my wealth,
yes,
I am assuring you I will have to return that money.
I must recover.
Yes. So when will we give, except the one from Meru, Murigi, who was elected without bribing the first term. The second term, lazima pesa ilitembea.
Itabidi.
Hata Salasia. Second term asipojipanga, atapangwa.
Kwanza.
I used to see somebody is unpopular in the ground. Afike 1 week to election. Lori amebeba majani, sukari na unga. And then escorts you with 200 shillings. That is the person who will be voted for. The other people who have stood with you, the other people who are selling agenda, hawataonwa. Wataonekana huko nyuma.
It is true, and I have seen this happen.
Let me give you a case study. I was running in 2017 somewhere.
Right.
My agents were bought 3,000 shillings.
I'm so sorry.
3,000 shillings each. Na wakapeana kura zangu. Yes. Somebody admitted spending 100,000 shillings per polling station, including the polling clerks, not the presiding officers were paid. So, where is justice? You go to our courts, the highest bidder wins the case.
Yep.
Mwenye alisema hii nchi tufunge kila mtu aende kwao ama tuuze kila mtu apewe share, we will be readmitted into this country after assessing our moral standing pale kwa border.
Yes.
Yule ana tabia mzuri arudishwe.
Yes.
We can, by the way, Somalia is free. We can send people there, then admit pole.
Tulia kidogo, we. So here's the thing, and I agree with you, Sam. We deserve the leaders we get. I 100% agree with that, and the people we have now is as a result of our actions. It was us. We did it.
Actually, they are a reflection of ourselves.
Correct.
They are a reflection of actually ni kioo. Unaona kioo ukijiangalia hivi. Actually, imagine that's the real you. So if you see the leader you have on the podium speaking, that's actually you.
Yes.
Whether you voted or you didn't.
Yes.
By refusing to vote, you are voting by absentia.
And me, I say you can tukana them all you want, call them all kinds of names, but you're the ones who put them there.
And imagine 5 years. Nani Sam, if by 2022, let's assume you are 35.
Yes.
By 2027, you are 40.
Correct.
If you are 50, you'll be 55.
Yes.
If you are 55, you'll be 60
60
by the time you elect the next person.
Yes.
So, if you are going to elect somebody based on just popularity, you give somebody the privilege to control your life for 5 years.
Yes.
No wonder we complain about our roads. But remember, there are constituencies, barabara zao zijajengwa. Enda hapa Kikuyu. Kwa Kimani Ichung'wah.
Zimefanywa mingi.
Hata saa hii tukiongea kuna lami inaenda.
Yes.
But there is a member of parliament making noise and following Rigiji around. Yes? Barabara kwake hazipitiki. You follow where there are resources.
Yes.
Remember, out of the 100% revenue collection we have, 15% goes to the counties. The other 85 is with the national government.
Right.
So the question is, would you go making noise against the national government or lobby? Unajua ukienda kwa rais na uambie barabara zangu ni mbaya, ni mbaya. Kera hawafanyi kazi, Kena hawafanyi kazi. He will call them. The next time you tell the DG of Kera, my friend, president alisema, ama nirudi nimwambie. Do you see when you ukikodoa macho hivyo? My friend, your roads will be made. That is why you see Kimani Ichung'wah is always near the presidency.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, if the presidency was to change today at Sammy is the president, you'll see Kimani Ichung'wah here.
Yeah.
He's a survivor.
Yes.
He's a Kamodo of this time. He's a Kamodo of this time.
He is.
JJ Kamodo stayed with Moi through thick and thin. And I'm sure where his grandchildren are.
Yeah.
They
You
are
know,
okay.
I was saying, even for the people of Kikuyu, that I think Kimani Ichung'wah was one of the only MPs who was elected unopposed.
Yes.
I think in the first
Yeah.
term.
By the way, hata nomination hakuwa na competition.
Ilikuwa tu ni hivyo,
he went
ameingia.
unopposed.
And I know the rest of Kenyans are speaking very loudly about him, but it would be interesting to hear what the people of Kikuyu are saying, because they have received a lot of development within their constituency.
Yes.
And that is a fact.
You know, there is what we call wisdom. The late MP for Kibra, Imran Okoth, was able to construct schools without the support of the national government. Ni hapa ujanja. Unaenda Uhuru Gardens Primary. Unapata hall imejengwa na JICA.
Right.
Japanese sijui what international
Yes,
Kenya.
yes.
Hiyo association. Hiyo imejenga.
Yeah.
Ukienda primary schools within that Kibra. They are state of the art.
Yes.
Hata huko kwa Sudi hauna shule kama zenye ziko hapa.
Yes.
But a few years ago, when Baba was member of parliament, they were muddy. Zilikuwa matope. I once was there. So I know it very, very well.
Yeah.
I can give you, for example, the history of Ngei Primary. Ngei Primary nimekuwa huko ikiwa matope. When Imran took over, you see, it's not just about politics. Kumbuka, European Union iko na ofisi hapa Nairobi.
Yeah.
They have funds that are just lying in their accounts for anyone who wants it.
Yes.
If you go to the US Embassy, the US Embassy has projects it can do without lobbying from the US government.
Yeah.
If you go, every embassy, hata Chinese, ukienda hapa kwa Chinese Embassy na uambie, I need a primary school. This is the plan. The board has approved. Kindly help me construct this school. They'll do it for you. Sio kila wakati kulia NGCDF. Na NGCDF nusu inakuliwa.
Yes.
I hear a place where an NGCDF would announce giving 1 million to a primary school. Then the head teacher is told, return 500. Na narudisha 500, they
happens.
withdraw with the committee.
Yes.
Rudisha the 500.
Yes.
Then they are unable even to construct a toilet with that 500.
In fact, speaking of which, because what I've gathered is NGCDF alone is illegal. It's actually
It's an illegal entity.
Yes, it's an illegal entity. And in fact, if anything, this is what gave MPs the power to enrich themselves. And I found, yes, there are those kickbacks. In fact, that's what they thrive on, kickbacks.
Yes, kickbacks.
All right.
Yeah.
And kunyima raia development within the constituency because of that greed. And I must say, and coming back to what you are saying, yeah?
Sam,
Yeah.
just before let's keep the thought there at
Okay.
NGCDF.
Mhm.
Do you know how much constituencies received by year as NGCDF?
150 million.
Yes. President's donation to your church.
120.
100. Yeah.
120
Hiyo ni
million.
CDF ya constituency mzima.
Imagine that.
For 1 year. Inalipa basari, inajenga shule, inaunda barabara, and
Na inalipa mishahara.
and then it takes care of the MP's greed. Just imagine,
By the way,
given to one church. I wish Kenyans could sit down. The way we contribute to construct churches,
yes.
we contribute to construct manufacturing industry.
Yes.
We come together. The way we come together with all the emotion of, by the way, ishi maisha hapa duniani kama venye unaishi mbinguni. Because perhaps even that heaven is not there.
Yes.
And you are miserable here giving your money to one person who entertains you every Sunday. I think our forefathers, I'm sure even my forefathers are in heaven, and they never went to any church.
I was listening to a sermon yesterday, and the pastor said the failure of man is putting their faith in their fellow men.
No, if you go to Europe, churches right now are dance halls. What they are being rented out as hotels.
Yes.
No, they no longer go to church. They brought the religion. When we took it over, they went back and abandoned the same religion we are following.
Yes.
They told us we have a white man called Jesus, who is the Son of God. We have to follow. Anyway, I don't staki kukufuru. Saini Lent naweza kunyimwa kupokea.
Lakini
but
still on that.
No, we are Christians,
yes.
But the way we do things
is very funny.
It's very funny.
I think we have a major not religious, a poor belief system. And please bear with me. And in terms of the things we say, the things we preach is not what we do. And,
yes.
And that is a fact. And the one, if there is the true indication of money being the root of evil, it's Kenya. It's exactly from the 50 bobs that are given for people to vote certain ways, for bribes, for even churches. And let me be specific because I want to absolve the Catholic Church because wow.
Because you are a Catholic like me? Okay,
yes.
Sour.
Yes.
Okay.
But there is this, and I'll just put it out there.
Yes.
This evangelistic churches, the Protestants, we need to have a conversation with them. We need to talk because it is not. This is not how we do it. This is not how we bring people to faith. That's not how we do it, and it's not through the collection of funds or money to enrich bishops, etc.
No, you know one thing. It's a secret. The evangelical churches, a few actually.
Yeah.
They are businesses. I'm told somebody constructs a church and looks for a very clever person with enough saliva and yes, with sweet tongue, and they tell them, "We want you to run this church. The proceeds you get from Sadaka, you get this percentage. This is our percentage. From our percentage, we are the ones who pay the rent."
Yeah,
and they are out here. You remember is it Dennis Onsarigo?
Yeah.
Who made a makeshift church here in town, Nairobi. Alipata tu hall, akaweka speaker hapo nje. Kufikia jioni, he had 25,000 in offerings. Kenyans are desperate for God.
Yes.
Kenyans are desperate. I think
true.
Our leadership has made us so desperate that we fall for anything. And they said, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything.
Yes.
And if we go that way, the direction of religion, it is religion which has brought us where we are. The leadership we have was brought in by our religious leaders.
Yeah.
And right now, they want to run away and say, mimi simjui, sisi alitudanganya. They should admit first, the evangelical societies led by NCCK,
Yeah.
they lied to us. They told us this God's government. They gave us prophecies about how this government will take us forward.
Yeah.
They convinced us in their pulpit, and right now they are pointing fingers. They are the ones who have failed us.
Yes.
And number two, they should demand integrity.
Yes.
They are the ones who, when they fail to get brown envelopes from State House, they start accusing the leadership.
Yeah.
Because they are no longer invited there.
Yes.
I think the last time they were there is when they were told to face every direction, go every corner of the State House compound and pray.
Yes.
Perhaps they were being told, just go around this compound. This is the last time you will be here.
Yes, but
if we look at a religion like Christianity, 98% of us are hypocrites. Me included. I don't want to exclude myself.
Even me, I can't lie.
Yes. We are hypocrites.
Yes.
If we look at our fellow, the people who are having Ramadan at the moment, sometimes I think at least 50% of them are genuine people.
Yeah.
They tell you, if we will give you, they will give you. If they will not give you, they will not give you. Look at how they come together. They team up to bring development to their places.
Yeah.
The high-rise buildings you are seeing in Nairobi, they are not being constructed by Christians.
No, they're not.
They are our Muslim friends.
Yes.
And they trust one another.
Yes.
I hear around 100 young men can each agree to contribute 1 million. Go to an elder, omba 1 million. Tununue shamba ya meli. Tujenge gorofa.
Yes.
Within 1 year, we have rent.
Yes.
We will refund.
Yes.
Nasikia they have gone to an extent, they tell you, listen, we have money to develop your plot. Wewe kwa hii plot, sema unataka room ngapi huko juu.
Yes.
If they are, you say 15, they tell you 15, it's okay.
Yes, the very popular joint
Wanaamsha
ventures.
nyumba ya 50 floors, 40, 30
Mm.
floors, and they tell you, come for your 15 rooms.
And they give them to you.
Yes.
Bila story.
Bila story.
Mm.
It's called joint venture.
Yes, the joint
For
ventures.
us,
yes.
my friend,
Mm.
tuma meli hapa
yeah.
industry area na 500,000. That is the surest way you will never see that man again.
That
The
is true.
hypocrisy that is within ourselves.
Yes.
We don't want to be honest people. We want to eat people's money, and then we pretend to be good, to be holier than thou.
Yeah.
At the pulpit, they say, Shandarababa. You think they are close to God.
No, they're
My
not.
friend, some, actually majority, are lying to us.
Yes.
And if you ever go to heaven, please, if you ever go to heaven, you find yourself in heaven and some of these evangelical are seated around. Please ask whether you are in heaven.
Yeah, so I would say this, and just so that we can conclude on this story of the church. If the church is listening, please come to a table, sanitize yourselves, because you have a responsibility to ensure that our country is running well, that we have the right leaders, and that we shun corruption and irresponsibility and a lack of discipline.
Yes, I have a fan called Kungu here. Anasema, there is a lot of pretense in religion and hypocrisy notwithstanding.
Yes.
Nimemaliza. Hiyo sisirudi hapo.
I agree, and these governments that we've had in the recent past, right, have been forwarded to us and pushed through the church.
Yes.
And therefore, the church, even now, even after the NCCK met, they said no more siasa in kanisa, blah blah blah. It was a thing for 1 week, 1 month. We've gone right back.
We have gone back
to where we were and the things that were happening in churches, and we're not promoting the word of God but the word of man. It is very sad. It is.
You
very,
remember,
very sad.
I was sent to a prominent politician and he told me, if niyo kanisa yenu ya kurudisha pesa, endeni mchange tu. Yes, because Catholic Church has come back to its senses. Actually, it has come back to its senses.
Yes.
And even right now, you can't be given an opportunity in the pulpit to preach to speak politics in Catholic Church. So, the other churches, the other religious groups should follow suit. Kama mwanasiasa anataka kupiga siasa, atafute uwanja wa kupigia siasa. And remember, we have another problem. We do our politics during the day. In developed countries, politics are done after work, after 5. People assemble in stadiums, in arenas, where a politician comes. Look at Trump. You didn't see him along the road on top of the car. Did you see him?
No.
Hardly. Yes. So, if we have to go forward as a country, we should also stipulate the times to do politics and the times to work.
Yes.
Simple. Ikue kwa sheria.
Right.
Isikue you come to a market where I was selling, tuna negotiate na customer, then all of a sudden a microphone, kila mtu anatoroka. Even my customer has gone. Hata wakati mwingine hajalipa, ama amelipa ameacha change. You see, there is loss all through. So, as a government and as a country, we need to come back to our senses. Yes.
All right. Yes.
And live honestly.
Yes.
Wacha ukuwe maskini, lakini maskini Yesu akikuja, wewe uko kwa chariot. Lakini ukuwa tajiri ambaye hata karibia hata chariot, utachomwa na hiyo chariot. Na remember ni ile ya moto.
Yes.
Yes.
Shikilia hapo Sam.
Yes.
Let's take a break. When we come back, tuchambue maneno ya the coalition, the agreement that has been signed, and what next for the country. See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Katoto fine wine, maridadi mali yote yangu. Nitimo na ichunya emomora. Widi donge uki chunya. Ana hediera mama miri na chunya. Widi donge uki chunya. Ana hediera mama miri na chunya. What can I do for you, girl, to be worthy your love? 'Cause you're so special to me. Without you, girl, I can't breathe. Jameni surumuta mama, mama kama Oni kwa kama Oni nyoda
safi, mali fine, mali gafi, mali yote yangu. Mali safi, kijana fine wine, maridadi, mali yote yangu. Abebo yawa, iber sana yawa, abebo yawa, inkanye yawa.
Alo Alo, kama we ni mwenyeji we ni mwenyeji. Alo, kama we si mwenyeji mind your business. Kama unataka ule anaichapa mpaka ilale, basi harakisha njoona. Ni Maina nukia shasha mane, ustupe nini kwa flona. Super komudia ladha gane, nezenda fast au slow baby. Naiva nikisikia mabob malen, kitafta plan ya do. Yeah, tuanzishi vita, tunamaliza. Nani ukinita, tuma mamita au malipsinka, wanawaingiza. Napanda stage, na una miujiza. Originator, baba wakeja, wananitia, wananiiga. Likuwa nachoma mpaka kwa filter, kabadoko ushago. Life iko order, baka ukweli na sound unachocha.
Vile naifanya sio hoja,
Yeah.
huku isi ni si tunazoza, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 properly, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 proper.
properly, tunaifanyaga. Sikudai namba 2 wakanichuta daro, songa jenga shule wajua lipe karo. Saimi ndio speaker Frankole Kaparo, machutas napiga ki Usman Kamaru. Kwa fam ya kipang sikutoka, so fam ya kipang kitatoka kwa mimi. Amini ni jasho na damu zinatoka kiroga, hinjili na treat kama dini. Saima device inakuja na mzinga, wananidai na nijuzi waliringa. Mungu akisainsi unajua uwezi pinga, odds iko right misi chezi na tinga. Okay, kifemi kijembe kikali, bila budi na bidwa kubali. Pata jali ujwe nani ya kujali, hii maisha ni tamu na chase na makali.
Life iko order, baka ukweli na sound unachocha.
Vile naifanya sio hoja,
Yeah.
huku isi ni si tunazoza, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 properly, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 proper.
properly, tunaifanyaga.
Yes, nani yako in the zone aje, na ana feel right at home aje. Utajua nilikuwa kwa chuom aje, na harufu ya cologne sare, na sijaiko saga form sare. Last year niliuza ma phone sare, jana niliota na perform sare, na kabla kuota niliperform. Short now you know kwa cliff, kabla ujue mambo ya drone. Granda imejaa na kif, na grind nikana clone. Kiulizana nani gwiji hapa, mi nasikianga kam nakosa heshima. Mwezi ni pima, mwezi ni zima, na nimeingia nasikia wananiambia. Life iko order, baka ukweli na sound unachocha.
Vile naifanya sio hoja,
Yeah.
huku isi ni si tunazoza, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 properly, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 proper.
properly, tunaifanyaga.
Life iko order, baka ukweli na sound unachocha.
Vile naifanya sio hoja,
Yeah.
huku isi ni si tunazoza, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 properly, tunaifanyaga proper,
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 proper.
properly, tunaifanyaga.
Yeah.
pandemic pedi wangu anaslenge hadi Kendrick. Tuko ocha tunavuta boza, mamutisa ametukaribisha na mboga. Mapantre wanaona ng'ombe kuku, madembi ringanya na kadudu. Naitrana saizi wezi toka pudhu, mturo kwa ngatamu 8:30 usiku. Na materrorist anawata kubomu, Pasta Nganga anawata kukon. Jimanjigi Kenya ni zalon, Alejandro Vande Mwapon.
Pandemic, koroka imeisha pandemic. Dem wako handsome pandemic. Huna chaja Samsung pandemic. Pandemic. Oh, pandemic. Pandemic. Oh, pandemic. Tako juju ka breaks za Honda, tako black ka shades za Konda. Na tuko mavela ka chogi wa mocha, waganga si wagenge ni nambogi ya macha. Tako juju ka jack ya tractor, kunyifanye wet ka sweat ya jam down. Kanapenda mao na mset protractor, manzika ni mchep na mchwep na countdown. Alakazim, alakazam, abracadabra zing za lazu. Nil kwa wazim, pedi wa Saddam, makakabrasa kanita bazu. Oh, pandemic, koroka imeisha pandemic. Dem wako handsome pandemic. Huna chaja Samsung pandemic. Pandemic. Oh, pandemic. Pandemic. Oh, pandemic.
Guy, kusha kuangori guy, kusha nuka mtani guy, watoto wapatikani guy, saini mwadhani guy. Guy, jui mara ni watch pono, tukivuta mabombom, kisha ni bomb chinku. Toboa kutuninare, nani kunare.
Oh, pandemic, koroka imeisha pandemic. Dem wako handsome pandemic. Huna chaja Samsung pandemic. Pandemic. Oh,
kunywa maji ukimaliza kunywa pombe, peleka maisha pole pole, dajipe mwenyewe zitoke. Kunywa maji ukimaliza kunywa pombe, peleka maisha pole pole, dajipe mwenyewe zitoke. Songa ugali foundation weka ya samaki, katikati ya Januari, kula ukasirishe kamati. Twanga ugali foundation weka ya samaki, katikati ya Januari, haribu jina jenga mwili. Ayoyo aroro kumba batonya shatinga kukabako, kumba pia mushipi ya jili ya tumbo, usiyagope kukula jasho yako mama. Aroro niko na size yangu yani 4x4, katoto mali safi better than before, pesa sabuni na inaniosha roho. Pani mbwembwe pana leta shida, pani mbwembwe apana leta vita, pani mbwembwe na ukileta ngori ngumi pweze. Apani mbwembwe, apani mbwe, weta mbili apani mbwembwe, wawili leo ni mbwembwe, aroro na BNM ni mbwembwe. Apani mbwembwe, piga kazi kulima sichagui jembe, mzigo wangu wacha ni pepe, jipange ama tukupange. Wacha kitu shetani ya hepe, si alijileta mwenyewe. Hapa ni shangwe tuna mbwembwe, hapa ni mbwembwe.
This anthem goes to Angela, Baggy, hey, Angie.
And we're back. This
We
is
are back like we never left.
Yes, this is in case you missed it with Sammy Maina, and I'm joined today by Sam Melly.
Sammy Melly, yes.
He is a political analyst and commentator. Almost said award winning, lakini tutafika tu hapo. Sam,
Tutafika, by the way.
tutafika. Right, so we were talking about the goings on last week, and now we really want to touch on the signed MOU between UDA and ODM. And Sam, there were a lot of blank faces, unhappy faces, at least from what I saw. I don't know whether you saw.
I saw the two SGs, Edwin Sifuna and Omar Hassan. They didn't look happy.
Not at all.
It's like they were dragged to the podium. Lakini unajua mambo ya siasa, mimi husema siasa si hasa. It's not what you see that is the politics. It is what is behind the tent that plays in as politics. Kwa hivyo, mambo ya signing of the agreement.
Yes.
I looked at the 10 points. The only that caught my attention is the NADCO report implementation. And I have a problem with implementing the Prime Minister. You know, when you create a post of the Prime Minister, you have changed the structure of the government.
Yes.
And therefore, that calls for a referendum.
Yeah.
With the Gen Z here, Ndizi, Kufa, wherever Kufa Makanga. That one is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Just give, talk to Madividi quietly.
Yeah.
The chief cabinet secretary.
Yes.
Fair baba hiyo. Otherwise, creating a prime ministership, we will not.
Let me ask
this referendum will not go through.
Because one of the most vulnerable people with high-ranking positions right now within the Kenya Kwanza government are actually Mudavadi. Sorry,
yes,
I didn't want to use his nickname. Mudavadi, who's a prime cabinet secretary, and the Speaker of the National Assembly,
yes,
Weta. What do you think is going to happen? And not knowing that Mudavadi ceded his party.
Yes.
He's been left vulnerable.
Actually, he's partyless.
Yes.
He is now like Gachagua.
Yeah.
Mudavadi is partyless at the moment. ANC is dead. He is very vulnerable.
Yes.
Number two, their absence in the ceremony spoke volumes. The question is, when the leadership is deciding on the way forward and you are absent from the table, the president himself used to say, if you are not on the table, you could be in the menu. So, Madividi and Weta
are on the menu.
Perhaps in the menu. But I can forgive them because they could have been in Western morning our friend Chebukati. So there is a possibility that perhaps they were on an assignment out there. But their absence spoke volumes. The absence of the leadership from their side also spoke volumes.
Yes.
It was actually a UDA ODM affair.
Yeah.
Because even if you looked at the composition of the leadership that was there.
Yeah.
ODM UDA affair. Iyo Kenya Kwanza, the other Kenya Kwanzas were dragged there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, or perhaps this thing was done hurriedly. You saw somebody announcing that the agreement was signed on 24th of March.
Yes.
2025. Yet, is it a post-signed or pre-signed document? Perhaps these things were to be done on 24th, but some factors played in.
Yes, something happened.
Something happened that forced them to do it at that time.
Yeah.
But the the presidency is under Siege.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the presidency is under Siege.
Mm-hmm.
Or the entire leadership is under siege. Perhaps they want to come up with something that needs maximum support.
Yeah.
And this has to be done quite in advance.
Yeah.
And remember, the finance bill is also underway.
Yeah.
We are having another finance. Yearly, we must have a finance bill.
Yes.
For government to spend money,
absolutely,
a finance bill has to come.
Yes, a budget must be created.
But there was a proposal that they do away with the story of calling it the finance bill. They want it remain constant, such that they just peg a certain percentage increase yearly. For example, they could say the VAT increases after 10 years by 2%. Or after 5 years by 2%.
Yeah.
So it comes automatically. Because you don't need to come and read a whole document of things that are in place already.
Yes.
We only need to know the new things. The others remain constant.
Yeah.
So the finance bill perhaps is being done away with. We are coming, I think the government is coming up with something else. I think also people are expectant, especially with Baba in government officially. Baba had come to government. He was on the back door. Alikuwa tayari kwa serikali. When Mbadi and Opio Wandai were appointed, I think these were Caleb and the team that went to scout Canaan. And Paras Baba was told there are no giants. And now he has come.
Yeah.
I am told Jalango had been sent before. Perhaps he came back with the story of the giants. So they had to send actual people into the ground.
Yes.
And I think we have brilliant minds on Baba's side.
I think we do. I actually think that we have brilliant people on all sides. It's just that their brilliance is being used for other things.
Kuna watu wanabebewa akili. Yes.
You see, I hear it is said officially that you have a bunch of advisors who are sitting next to the president. I wonder what advice they gave him as to why there was a need to sign this coalition agreement. I think that's number one, because for me it's at the top of Maina, and no one of those chief advisors, the likes of Moses Kuria and Akina Mutahi and all these guys. But my question is what possessed or what informed their reason for creating this memorandum of understanding between ODM and UDA, and on both sides, because Baba also sits with a bunch of advisors. Yeah. So what informed this MOU, and for us here, because we need to chambua it. I know we need the details. We don't have the details. I wish they could make that document. They need to make this document public, so that we get an idea of what this document is about, and what are the points to consider, or what are the points within this document. However, when I look at it from the outside in, my first question becomes, do we have an opposition? Do we have someone to oversight this government? Are we now oversighting both the government of the day and the opposition? What is going to happen? Who is the official opposition?
Now, allow me to go back to the first question. Advising the president. President William Ruto is like the weather. It has taken the Kenya Meteorological Department to understand the weather. Until recently, they just understood it. So understanding President William Ruto for a newcomer on board will take him ages. The only person who understood him and knew how to play his game is Farouk Kibet.
Right.
Unfortunately, he's not learned. He's not an economist.
Mm.
He's just a political strategist.
Right.
So he doesn't know the rest of the game, how the government is run.
Mm.
But he is the man who understands him better.
Yeah.
If we come now to to these agreements they have on the table, if you look back to the government formed by Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki, it was the only functional government that had professionals.
Yeah.
The people who revived our economy from the 24 years of I don't want to use the word I want to use, of mismanagement.
Right.
Of President Moi's cronies and the entire team that were eating the government dry. The coffers were dry. Mwai Kibaki was able to change this country into what we have today. The same thing I'm expecting from the leadership that is coming on board. The new PSS coming on board.
Yeah.
Perhaps there will be a few CSS also that will have to seed way. It's only that the document has not been opened.
Yeah.
But the interviews having been done last month tells us a lot. There is a lot that is going to happen. We expect under Baba, because he had what we called Baba Care, the SHA to work. And the 6,000 for the unemployed youth.
Lazima zifike. He promised.
Yeah. Because if we were to go with 6,000 and assuming the youth who are unemployed are, let's say, 10 million.
Yes.
10 million times 6,000. Hiyo ni 6 billion.
6 billion.
6 billion ni mzuri. Inaweza kuchunga vijana. By the 6 billion, there's somebody who walked away with 58 doing NYS. You remember the NYS scandal?
Yes.
Yes. So it's possible.
Yeah.
If we can do an election using 70 billion for election year 3, not after 3 days, 2 days.
Yes.
Let's count 2 days. And we spend that. It means even in our coffers, we can get some amount and help the young men who are unemployed.
But Sam, where is this money coming from? We're being told there are no chums. There's no money.
Kenya is rich. It's only that there are people who are stealing from this country. You saw the other day, somebody exporting copper. Copper ore. Kumbe tuko na copper.
Imagine.
Tuko na shaba, my friend, in this country. I used to think that when we learned in school copper in Uganda. Kumbe kuna copper Kenya.
Yes.
We have zinc. Yes. We have magnesium. We have soda ash. Tuko na chumvi. Anyway, chumvi wezi export. It's everywhere. Aya. We have tanzanite.
Yes.
We have precious metals. We have gold in Ikolomani.
Yes.
Even in Migori, there is gold.
Yeah.
This country is rich. It's only that there are few people who are hiding somewhere. They are trading in these things quietly and exporting them quietly. And the country doesn't earn exchange. You had somebody exporting sugar and importing it. Yani, anaweka sukari, it crosses the border, inaenda international maritime waters, then back, which is like 20 kilometers into the Indian Ocean.
Yes.
Then meli inatan, then it docks.
Inarudishwa.
Unajua inapanga laini like 1 week. Hapo kwa coast. Kisha inaingia kama import. This country is very rich. It's only that there are people who want to enrich themselves. They want their families to be the only one doing well. And did you know that even in that port, we have very genuine people, but hakuna mtu anawasikiliza. We have very honest Kenyans, even at the treasury, but nobody wants to listen to them because they are dwarfed, they can be demoted. This country is being looted left, right, and center. It's only that we are looking for a Burkina Faso moment. I am not saying the military to take over, but a leader who will stop all that.
Yes.
Somebody who will ask parliament to pass a law within no time. We have a very stringent law where it will not excuse some people who have been jailed for 100 years and they are working and they are members of parliament. The law should also be as strict as possible when it comes to
a China-style law.
Yes. You know, in China, Chinese government is allowed to do corruption, but not the citizen. Anything benefiting the government of China, you know, it's corruption, of course. But they call it again on their side.
Yeah.
But if you steal from the government, from the people of the Republic of China, you are hanged Sasaba and Chana Stadium.
Yes. No nonsense.
Yes. And I think we should go back to the times of Caesar, where the lions were open to maul some people. I think when we actually hanging will be so friendly. The lions.
It needs to be grotesque.
Of Savo. Kuwe na kumi. Man-eaters. Yes. Wamol CS mmoja.
Corruption finished.
Na accountant mmoja. Publicly on TV. Corruption dead.
Yes. But
na askari mmoja. Mwenye ameshikwa hiyo siku.
Yule wa finje.
Finje. Utakuwa unapeana 50 bob, askari anatoka mbio.
Bas.
Yes?
Yes.
He runs for his life.
Yes.
To the pulpit to repent.
Yes. Yeah. So it is true. We really have a demon in the name corruption.
Yes.
That is really the major undoing of our country. And we need to put systems in place to help fight these things, because it's a pandemic.
Yes.
And it's very unfortunate. You have people that we put into power innocent. They come in clean as a whistle. But when they leave, they're different humans. They are, in fact, let me not say when they leave. When they get in, they become, it's like when you join government, that's the end. That's the end of your human side.
No.
And now it becomes a self-sufficient.
I have sat with aspirants, and most of them see leadership as a jackpot. Mega jackpot.
Yes.
Where if I win, I just need 5 years and my life is changed. That is what they want. But I am telling you, Sam, and I said before, the worst people are the voters. I went in 2017, asked for a member of parliament position. Ninaongea vizuri kisha mwishowe na haribu. Kwa nini sitoi kitu? Say ya macho, makucha, sijui nini. Usipotoa hiyo pesa, my friend, hakuna kura unapata.
Sam, what is the average budget for someone aspiring for a member of parliament position?
Member of parliament depends with where you are. In Nairobi, 100 million.
Hey!
Yes. In our rural areas, 30 to 40, 50 million is okay for you.
And what is the salary of an MP?
The salary of a member of parliament, 860. Ukiongeza allowances kidogo, you reach a million, 1.1, 1.2. That is, if you are in these committees we are fighting to get in, yes, you get that.
Therefore, this is why these guys come into power now. They become tumbocrats.
Just do the mathematics. Give them 1 million. Tax-free. Tuseme. Times 12, that's 12 million. Times 5 years, 60 million. Hapo sija deduct house mortgage, sijatoa nini.
Matumizi.
Actually, a member of parliament should have an average of wealth in 5 years of around 30 million.
Right, yes. Let's say they spend 50% even.
Yes. But you see them. You had somebody being interviewed in an international media saying he's worth around 1 billion. And he has just been a member of parliament. Just the other day, alikuwa na sasa ukienda kuulize Kawanjiku juzi. Wacha hiyo disclaimer bwana.
He claimed
is one, but we know it could be more.
He claimed my only business is not the business of being an MP.
No, look at the CS. There is somebody who declared 200 million when he got in.
Right.
After 2 years, he or she is declaring 600 million. Even Devki, who wana deal na steel yenye tunajenga nayo kila siku
hawezi grow hivyo.
Hawezi grow hivyo, and you are just an individual.
Yes.
So we have a government of looters. We elect opportunists. We elect people who are egocentric. They are self-centered. They want just to do well on their own. We elect man-eaters. Yes, these are not lions. These are the man-eaters. Somebody who can shoot you and still walk free. Yes, somebody who can take your land. Yes, and he relocates with the family in your land and lives happily ever after. When you are languishing in poverty, somebody who can flatten an entire slum just for just being a slum and has nothing to do with it.
Right.
Somebody who can hire somebody to kill you, like the Otieno, the activist in was it Kericho or Bomet, the young man who was killed. Yes, these are the people who can kill pregnant women just because you have sired a child with a woman. You kill them. This why don't keep children are a gift? Sahi saa mata nikizaa 100 nitachunga wote. Hata kama sitachunga, let them live. Kwani iko nini? Watoto ni baraka. You don't know.
Yes.
You haven't seen some who look like Baba and they come from a certain region. You can imagine. Si kuna mtu anafanana na Baba mahali.
So.
Na kuna mtu anafanana na Mzee Moi mahali. I think the leadership at the moment ni watu wanataka kumaliza tu. They are caring about their name, they care about their families, they care about what they will be after that.
Yes.
They don't care about the rest of us.
Right.
If you are given 100 million through CDF and you steal 70, seriously, one man in a constituency of 150,000 people.
Imagine.
You take what could have benefited the entire. But let me tell you some. If you look at the lives of politicians, the way it ends, it's never a good way. It's never. The ones who live to ripe old age are just a few. And one of them is like Uncle Mudi Awori. You see, he reformed the prison. Sahi unapata ati kuna prisoners wanalala kwa kitanda. Yes, yet even at the police station there is no bed. Yani in Kenya you are guilty until proven innocent.
Yes.
Yani the way they throw you into that, you see, and sometimes I wonder, the law enforcement team, do they understand the law itself? Do they know the law?
It's a good question. It's a good question. It's a very good question.
Or is it because you have just been given the gun, handcuffs, a vehicle to move around, and uniform? You do not know what the law is. Why is it so good to mistreat a fellow Kenyan? They feel good. You saw the other one. There is a clip going round
about
having
the
shot
dancing.
somebody and you are dancing. You are dancing on a dead body.
Imagine.
A Kenyan. You are not, by the way, that guy is going home. He will be jobless by the end of this week. And that politician who sent them on the street, that inspector who sent them on the street, that IG who sent them on the street will not be there to defend them when they appear in court.
Absolutely not.
Because
absolutely not.
You see some clips, for example, in the US, the New York Police Department, NYPD, they approach you, they tell you, "Sir, do you have a driving license? Please step out of the car. Wait as I verify your documents." When will we get there?
Hey, you see, I have noticed that the moment you're in uniform, it gives you absolute authority over the citizens. And this is the thing, you know, it is the mantra of the service, eti wanasema utumishi kwa wote, sio? But this, I think, is just in writing. Because
it is just in writing.
Because the first question I would ask a police officer, if ever I had the opportunity to, and I met a sane one, is, do they understand the Constitution? Do they understand the laws for which they are defending? And do they understand what it means to be utumishi kwa wote? Because I think that has gone missing. But it is also coupled with other issues, including
Sam,
poverty.
You know, Sam, it's not about poverty. It's about the induction that you give your people. Once somebody leaves Kiganjo and they are never interested in promotion, they'll never sit anywhere else for retraining. There is no in-service, there is no reservice, there is no... as long as they have graduated, hapo maisha yameisha.
Nivo.
I was thinking, if IPOA would come out with a syllabus for police, for example, where every morning they are inducted on the law.
Right.
Those who are on duty, if you are taking duty at 6,
Right.
appear at 5. 1 hour of studying the law.
To be reminded.
To be reminded of what is expected of them. The National Police Code of Conduct. What is expected of them.
Right.
And then, after that, they go. In the evening before they fall out, for example, there is an induction again of assessing the day. If it's not the day, then the week. We all sit together. What were the challenges? How can we overcome this? The Gen Z movement right now is amorphous. It appears like you saw the other day. Yesterday, they didn't come from one direction. They came from all over.
Directions,
How do you handle that?
Correct.
I am looking for a moment of that police GSU officer in 2007, 2008, who spoke to the people and told them, hii ni nchi ni yetu sisi wote. Munataka tuharibu kwa siku moja. And people who had stones, pangas, walitupa chini wakarudi. And it was just one officer.
Yeah.
It was not a whole force. Jamaa hakurusha tear gas, hakugonga mtu, hakupiga risasi, just the word of mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody who's good at PR. To speak on behalf of them.
Yeah.
You think they will not calm down those young men? Or tell the young men, okay, you want to go to the church? Yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
No stone throwing.
Yeah.
No heckling. Go sit there. Even your silence in that church is enough to tell the pastor or the reverend or the bishop that we have spoken.
Yeah, to send the message.
And we are here.
Yes, and
even silence.
I agree with
sometimes speaks volumes.
Yes, and I agree with you. And this could have avoided the events of June 25th as well.
Yes.
And losing innocent lives. It is such. I don't know. I don't know how to put it, but we need God. That's what.
No, but I think our leadership, especially in the law enforcement, are the ones who want chaos. Because in a peaceful procession, why tear gas a peaceful procession?
Doesn't make any sense.
Tell them, okay, listen, we have Uhuru Highway is busy at the moment.
Yeah.
We have international guests. We are assigning you Kenyatta Avenue.
And then huko.
Lakini musipite hapa na hapa.
Yeah.
Yes? There was a country where even there was a peaceful protest. They sat outside parliament for 3 days. And the parliament listened to them. Ukaa chini tu. They didn't fight. Hata polisi wanataka kuwapiga wanakosa
wanashindwa
formula ya kupiga. You see, so we need a country or a leadership that thinks outside the box. Don't think of the old ways of doing things. Yes?
We find new ways.
Yeah. The police arrest you, then they go to look for evidence. Seriously?
Yeah.
Where are your rights?
Yes.
Now wanauliza koti, we need 21 days to gather evidence. How are you? Sam, where will I go, for example? You can keep some officers in plain clothes to monitor my movement as you do your investigation. Then get concrete evidence.
Yes.
Then tell me, my friend, hauna pa kwenda. Sasa, we have been investigating you for the last 1 month. And this is the evidence we have. And you have a right to a lawyer. Simu ya polisi ndio hii. Pigia lawyer mwenye unataka upigie.
Yes.
Yeah, and tell him we are meeting in court in the afternoon or tomorrow morning. Simple.
Yes.
Sometimes you have young men held incommunicado.
AKA abduction.
Abduction. Yani umewekwa police cell, ndio huko kwa police cell, but unaambiwa enda Buruburu. Ukifika Buruburu unaambiwa hapana, ako Jogoo Road. Ukienda Jogoo Road unaambiwa hapana, ako Industrial Area Police Station. Ukienda huko, you go around one whole week looking for your person, only to find that he was in the first place penye mulienda. Why all that? Yes. They can even ask the court to freeze your travel documents.
Yes.
But hawakuachilie as they do the investigations.
Yes.
once they get concrete evidence, wakukujie.
Na wakupeleke
Na
kotini.
wakupeleke, you
You
see.
have your day in
And that
court.
is why there are cases in court taking years and years.
Yes.
Mtu alipiga mtu 2016, bado anaenda kotini. Seriously?
It's unfortunate. It's,
It's
very, very
unfortunate.
unfortunate.
Let's say, okay, you beat this person, this and this. Hii ni koti. Na koti zetu pia, the CJ at the moment, Mother Koome, as she's fighting for her survival
In the hot seat.
in the hot seat, she should reform the leadership of this country,
Yes.
especially in judiciary.
Yes.
Kesi ziishe haraka.
Yes.
Kama ni kufungwa fungwa, kama ni kuachiliwa achiliwa. There are cases zimerundika hivi.
Yeah, I know of cases that have been in court for the last 11, 12, 15 years. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they say justice delayed is
Justice denied. Right, so let's take a look at some of the comments that we have on our pages on YouTube. The disciples of today say, I feel the aim of ODM, the aim as ODM since 2005 has been capturing power. Anything that brings them close to power is welcomed. Those who feel betrayed can write the lines and take them to Jimmy the Beatmaker.
you know, the main aim of a political party is to capture power.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you don't get power, you look for a way of getting that power.
Yes.
Whether in peaceful ways or otherwise.
Yes.
But we encourage the peaceful way. And
Yeah.
if they are in power, they're okay. We don't have a problem. It's the leadership that has agreed to work with them.
FYI, did you know that political parties with elected members are financed by your tax payments?
Yes. You know, there is a Political Parties Act that and the political funding. We finance those political parties.
Yes.
They share. Like the last time, there was around, was it 1.3 billion that was shared between Kenya Kwanza and what do you call this?
Yeah.
It's now lost because there is no more.
Emenda. Emenda.
So, and ODM took a lion's share.
Yes.
And that is why when you see Sifunda speaking, he's moneyed.
Yes.
He's speaking from the money. You saw Raphael Tuju last time. He was powerful to the end.
Very powerful.
Because he was controlling the funds given to the political party. Number two, each elected member, whether not elected and nominated, they pay a fee every month.
Correct.
For members of parliament, I know it's 100,000.
Yes.
For MCS, I think it's 25 or 50,000. Imagine all those going to the political party. Na bado kuna ile inatoka kwa taxes.
Yes.
Tunawalipa.
Yes.
So if you see ODM branding, if you see UDA branding, it is your money actually. And that is why there are people who are fighting to have political parties. Ni biashara. The briefcase political parties, the registrar of political parties said we have 90 political parties. 90 at the moment. Na tujaambiwa hiyo ya Rigiji yenye nakuja in May.
Inakam.
Yes, it will be 91 or the 92nd.
Inakam.
And remember there are others which have been rebranded. Haukusikia nani akisema ametoa NAK. Ulisikia amefuta NAK?
Hapana?
No.
Rebrand.
He rebranded.
She
came up with a new political party. Yeah. So People Liberation Movement. So Karua will be having two political parties.
Hey, so you've heard it here in case you missed it. You want to make some money? Start your political party. Get at least one elected member.
Sakaja sold TNA to Uhuru Kenyatta.
Right.
Sakaja na Olo, somebody Olo. They were the founders of TNA. And sold it to Uhuru Kenyatta. And that is what they used in 2013 elections.
Yeah.
And he was in its leadership up to 2017. Before they signed to hand over kabisa kamili.
And here
and remember Sakaja was driver.
Yes.
Driver Sonko ama alisema driver wa Moses Kuria.
Moses Kuria.
Yeah. So drivers out there.
You don't know.
You can be Nairobi governor.
You don't know. You never know. Because there's so many former PAs who become MPs and are holding key positions in parliament. Just take a look at one of the most powerful people in this country is a PA. was a PA. Or I don't know whether to still call him a PA. But he is a person to the president. Look at Farouk.
Yes, imagine. Farouk with the hana high school certificate. I beg to to be corrected
Yes.
there. But I know ya primary yako nayo. Lakini high school. But
Lakini
here
he is
sharp.
second to power.
Yes, second to power.
Yeah.
He sits behind the president.
Yes.
Unaona huyu jamaa anasimama hapa nyuma na nguo ya polisi ama ya jeshi. Huyu anaitwa aide de camp. He controls the president program.
Correct.
But Farouk is just seated here.
Yes.
He's the one who constantly advises the president on what to say. Hata kama ni 100 million ambayo hapana, sema 50. Na iko hapa nyuma.
Imagine that.
See? So, but I think Kenyans are talented. Even without schooling.
Yes.
Sio lazima uende shule uongee Kiingereza.
Hapana, ngoja Meli, endeni shule.
Watu wasome, lakini tumia akili ya kuzaliwa kuunda pesa. Soma akili ya kuzaliwa ndio inaunda pesa.
You need to have a balance between book smart and street smart. Acha niseme tu.
Kuna watu wako na PhD na wanaumia. I'm telling you, they don't even have 100 shillings in their pocket.
Yes. Yes.
Si masomo pia ni akili.
Yes.
I was advising a friend of mine who is a lawyer. He was a PA to a certain governor at the moment.
Right.
Then the governor left his office, went to run for governorship. Baada ya election akazuba, my friend gatekeepers took over the office. He can't access the governor.
What?
Unless the governor looks for him.
Hey.
Wale wamefunga loopholes. Oh, governor ako busy, ako kwa meeting. Hey, leave us with them.
Gatekeepers.
In politics, hey, just the same as in life. Seize that opportunity you have in life. Yes.
Yes.
Unaona jamaa, he was tapped by the president in Mombasa. Anapiga selfie, jinga sana. Shenzi, you can say like, nani? How can the president be patting your back? Na we uko kwa selfie, unapiga selfie. Seriously? Na kusema poa. And you turn, you continue. This is the powerful man in the country.
People don't know how to seize the
Even
moment.
if you go down on your knees and say, President, I just need a job. 50,000.
Hiyo tu.
Yeah, 50,000. Just say even the salary. Utapata hata ya 70.
Guys,
President anakutembelea hapo kwa mgongo. You know, Sam, I after elections, I was nominated as MCA.
Right.
Then some characters came to me and told me, this position is so small for you. We'll get your position in the national government, sit this position, and we give it to the women. You see, in our county, we didn't elect enough women. We need to give it to the women. Na Meli, unajua ukipeana wale wengine watakubali kupeana. Hapa like agency, hapa.
Wewe ukasikia.
Si ni wakubwa. Nikasikia nikapeana. One nominated 2 girlfriends. Another nominated the sister. Another nominated. Yani, when I saw the list, then I was called to Arambe House. Nilikaa hapo. Mara unaambiwa kimbia hapa, peleka kwa ofisi ya Duale. Kimbia hapa, peleka kwa ofisi ya Murkomen. Kimbia hapa, peleka. Until a point he told me, I have sent you my email, send me your CV. The next time the guy called me, I told him, listen, you have put my life on a standstill for 1 whole year. Waiting for appointment. Mara you are blaming Duale, or you are blaming naitwa nani Murkomen, at your Murkomen removed your name from appointment. Nini. My friend.
Sam.
And somebody told me, Meli, you shouldn't have agreed. Ungekaa na hiyo kiti.
Kangumu.
Waambie wa gazeti ile nyingine. Then you resign.
Yeah.
Once you see the gazette notice, you resign on this other one. That's how I lost. Seize opportunity, my friend. Sahi.
Why you're wiser.
I'm 10 times, 100 times wiser.
Yeah.
Vitu vingine. When you get that opportunity, don't let it go. Imagine it slid like that.
Yeah.
Si hata kuwa MCA, kuwa karibu na MCA imekuwa ngumu. Though they pick my calls. By the way, I have respect for some MCAs. They pick my calls. Yeah. There are some MPs who pick my calls. The others, some after I lost elections, there was inaitwa nini ile kusema nimekubali nimeshindwa, conceding defeat. Then we went round the constituency, the winner, mimi ninatoka kwanza na salimia raia kisha nakaribisha the winner. After that baada ya kushika Biblia hivi
ni hivyo.
Sijawahi kumuona hivi, namuona kwa TV.
Let me tell you Sam, it's not just you, it's former MPs, it's former senators, governors. Hizo simu hazishikwi tena.
Yes. So when you have an opportunity, like I was saying of that young man, the president amekusalimia. Unajua hao ma MP wanalianga. Unaona mwenye amekatalia mkono. Amekatalia mkono ya president. Kuna kitu wanamwambia. And it will be done. Yes. And you see the president turning and saying
tengeneza huyo.
Tengeneza huyo. Kuja unione. You see akishasema kuja nione, there is somebody who writes down.
Correct.
That some will be coming to see the president. So yours is just to show up at Harambee House or State House.
Unapangwa.
Unaambiwa kuja tarehe fulani ama fulani au fulani. Yes. I have seen people even in political events. Anarukia ndege ya mheshimiwa na ameingia ndani. Unajua pilot hata angalia ni nani? Mheshimiwa ameingia.
Bas.
Ameingia na yeye. Anaenda kupangwa mbele anarudi. People grab opportunities.
Yes. Seize the moment.
Seize the moment. There are people you will never meet again. There are opportunities you'll never see again. And in as much as look at King David. He had the opportunity to kill Saul.
Yes.
But he saw that opportunity was a wrong one. But he seized the moment by taking his spear and a piece of his cloth. Unaona? Na akaenda huko juu. When the king woke up, he realized my sword is no longer there, my spear is no longer there, and there is somebody shouting up there. Na akamwambia Mungu alikuwa amenipatia leo nafasi ya kukumaliza.
Yes.
I had that opportunity. And I think that is where he'll under the respect of the other Israelites. Because when the opportunity knocks, seize it.
Yes. That is your moment.
That is your moment. Usiwache. Our young men, like the Gen Z group, there is a list like kina Masi, kina Nani, akina Morara, akina Nani. Did you know those people were called to negotiating table and they refused to come?
Yeah. Even me, well, I don't know. There's there's that fine line between morality and self-interest.
No, swali ni hata you can advance the agenda of Gen Z when you are closer to the leadership, because those are the people who will change.
Therefore, Sam, are we arguing?
They were given 4 opportunities ya nomination ya CS.
Yes, wakakata.
Sasa mtaongozaje hii nchi kama mtaki kuwa kwa leadership?
I
from Roysambu pulpit?
Yes, I saw it from various lenses. And one, yes, I agree. Sometimes you want to be inside and create change from the inside, which is perhaps what Rao is doing, Baba. He's saying, let me be the change from within, not from the outside, because from the outside, we haven't been really effective. Although I stand guided on that. However, I saw the other side as well. And it's become the nature of government since the Moi era. At least I know the Moi era. That's the one I did not quite experience the one before. But it is what happens when you get into government and the level of corruption and becoming corruptible from within government. And I think the Gen Z and the message that I got from them was, look, you cannot be a part of the rot. Ni kama introducing yourself into a field of weeds.
No.
You either die or you become a weed yourself.
Sam, let me ask you something. How will you bring change in this country if you are not in the leadership?
You must be in the leadership.
You must be.
Yes.
So if you want to bring change from the streets, I don't think that will be possible. If you want, it is possible, yes, by making the leadership hear
Act.
you. But the leadership cannot hear you when you are out there, you have no voice. Come in here, make the changes. Look, Mbadi is making changes from within. I hope Opio is making changes from within.
Yes.
We will, a journey of 1,000 miles, the Chinese says, starts with one step.
Single step.
The one step is come forward. Take up leadership. Assuming in a cabinet of 22, there are around 10 Gen Z or even 4.
Yeah, I was going to tell you 10 is wishful thinking, but
they have a voice.
Yes.
They could even dictate, meet up and say, Mr. President, in the 11 appointments remaining, we want 8. Or we want the 11 remaining, all of them. Then the president will call a few to the negotiation table and tell them, okay, give me qualified people. The people you think they have integrity. Okay, I can afford to give you 7. That's a gain. It's unlike 0. They have 0.
Yes.
They only have Makure following Baba around. They don't have. So how do you influence leadership? Demand again and say, if we are coming in, we have economists within ourselves.
Yes.
We have so-and-so as an economist here.
Yeah.
He will lead treasury. Mr. President. Number 2, we will leave defense for you. To party interior. We will leave agriculture for you. Give us ICT.
Right.
We will leave this for you. Give us this.
Yeah.
And then they had a chance in June. They wasted the opportunity.
I think also the movement didn't exactly had formation. It didn't have. There's no one you could say was a representation of the people that were on the streets on the 25th of June. Sorry, I kind of feel like there's a need to defend these young people because, one, they did what the older generation was unable to do and have been unable to do because fear was beaten into us. I think the Gen Z movement shed new light to what this government could be, what it is. The unfortunate reality is that they were leaderless, they were formless. But I hear what you're saying, Melly, that there is need for representation and that for that representation to push for change from within. I agree. It's just, I think it was so random. It was a culmination of emotions and so many different things on that day that I think coming in and accepting that invitation would have confused the people. And just take a look at the people who are pushing and leading movements and the people who are outspoken. Not let me not say leading, but the people who are outspoken. Look at them now. Look at Casper. Yeah, look at the likes of. Okay, I guess Morara has jumped directly into the opposition and is working his way through there. But look at what has happened in the aftermath of June 25th. Morara is being accused left, right, and center. The support that was there during that period is not the same that there is now. It's like, when you select a person, they transform.
Now, it's like going to a football match without the captain. That is where they failed. And political science tells us that any movement that is headless and leaderless, its chances of survival is only 2 weeks.
Correct.
Theirs lasted around, actually 2 weeks. It didn't go beyond 2 weeks.
Yes, a month.
The mistake they did is not have their leaders. You need to trust somebody.
Yes.
Even God trusted somebody over the Israelites to deliver them to Canaan.
Yes.
Or out of bondage.
Correct.
The same thing the youth should trust somebody
Yeah.
of high moral standing.
Yes.
In quotes, this is Kenya.
Mm.
Now, that person would have been put to the negotiation table, because the alternative will be anarchy.
Mm.
And once the military takes over,
Mhm.
you will not negotiate with them anything.
Right.
They can come in any form,
Mm.
not necessarily the Burkina Faso style.
Mm.
Apana.
Mm.
They can come in a different style,
Yes.
even worse than the leadership we have.
Yeah.
So that was gambling.
Mm.
Number 3, if they wanted to seize the leadership of this country,
Yeah.
and make decisions,
Mm.
then wajipange,
Yeah.
watengeneze their own political party, register candidates from all over the country,
Yeah.
seize the moment,
Mhm.
remain united, wasipigane hivi.
Yeah.
Wanapiga Makure, wanapiga Morara,
Mm.
mara wanapiga naitwa nani, the lady, the one who was
Forgotten her name, but
shaking
yes.
the people in the hospitals,
Mm.
the
Muslim
the
lady.
Muslim girl,
Mm.
the Somali. I read to use the word Somali girl.
Yeah.
I forgot Nasra or somebody.
Yeah, Nasra.
Nasra.
Yes.
They fought the leadership they had.
Najma. Anyway, yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They fought the leadership they had. Number 2, they didn't give that leadership a chance.
Yeah.
Number 3, the same leadership kept denying that they are not the leaders.
Mm. Yes.
How many other youth are following Baba that are not Makore, that are Gen Z? But because they never appeared in media, they didn't have long hair, they were not handsome enough.
They're not wearing suits.
They were not wearing suits. Kuna watu na, if their movement was genuine,
yep.
Why is it that when Baba talked last time, the streets were empty? The Gen Z who came did not even fill a single avenue or a back street. Why? That means Baba still controls a larger group of the Gen Z. There are still people who still believe in him. There are people who believe in his leadership. So, these youth have to strategize themselves.
Correct.
Establish their leadership and not fight it. Number 2, the fighting is also synonymous with the leadership that we have.
Yeah.
You know, the youth, as long as you send them 5:30 or 5:27, I'm at 10:30. You know 10:30?
What's that?
Bundles, boss. Unatuma 5:27. Ananua bundles, anaingia keyboard warrior.
Yes.
Atakuimba mpaka kesho kutwa. Once that is over, they start attacking you.
Right, yes.
You send another amount.
They are mercenaries.
Yes. So, if they accept to be used by the old leadership again that they are fighting, they will not go anywhere.
Yes.
They will cry with us. And you blamed us. We are the millennials are the people who gave birth to Gen Z. We are the people who took them to group of schools. We are the people who came up with children's rights. We are the people who made sure that there is free primary education, free secondary education under Kibaki.
Right.
These are the products of our WhatsApp contributions, the school fees.
Yes.
These are the products of carpooling. Wakienda high school tunasema, tunachukua matatu fulani, tunaenda pamoja. As parents, we take care of each other, care of each other's children. They are the same people. We sued teachers for beating them. So they know they are.
And eliminated corporal punishment.
Actually, we would send children with hidden phones. Yeah. So, lazima wakue, there must have been something good out of them.
Yes.
And that good thing has come home to show.
Yeah.
Now there is another worse group.
Yes, Alpha.
Hawa wa CBC.
Hey, where?
The ones who tell you, Dad, why are you driving dangerously? Remember, as we grew up, we were tortured. Wacha Nyayo torture chambers.
Yes.
We had home torture chambers.
Mm.
We were tortured by parents,
Mm.
tortured by teachers.
Yes.
And then there was a chief. Somewhere ukutandikwa na chief kwa kuchelewa kwenda shule.
Hapana.
Our chief is a retired senior chief. He would appear on any school gate at any time.
Na kutandika wanafunzi.
Hey, kwanza alikuwa anakuambia hujambo, sijambo. Kiboko ile nyaunyo inaanguka kwa makalio. Sijambo, kiboko.
Mm.
So, he used to have a green saloon car with a white top.
Hey.
So, akienda hii primary school leo, kesho surprisingly on another one. On another one. On Saturday akupate unacheza kwa barabara.
Hey.
He will come with you the next day in Monday in the assembly.
Yes.
So, we were in a powerful regime where the president will leave State House and we line up on the road to sing praises to the president.
Oh, yes. Na kukunywa
and
maziwa ya
ask
Nyayo.
God
Yes.
to help him live forever. Tawala Kenya, Tawala Kenya. We were really tortured.
Yes, we were.
So, you expect me ati nibishane na askari. Mimi. Aje sasa. This is what Obosh usually has. Aje sasa. Nibishane na askari. Aje. These ones have come to an age where now they even greet. They lower the window nini ya gari wasalimia askari.
Wengine wakati wa maandamano wanatwak.
Na kupiga selfie na askari.
Imagine. Noma sana.
So, we grew up some, hata usikate hiyo, where when you are found when you are 3,
yes,
munafikiria kupindua serikali.
Bas ndio sasa.
You are arrested for thinking,
yes,
for imagining.
Yes.
Sijui how they read our minds.
Yes. So in case you missed it, you young people, you Gen Zs, organize. Just organize. Organize. Put forward your potential leaders. Just form, because you will get a share of this government.
Yes.
Just do it. Just do it. There's nothing stopping you. You're seeing right in front of you a lot of political formations happening. Yes. Create your own. Right? Create your own. Have your seat in government.
Yes. We have by-elections coming up.
Yep.
We want all the seats won by Gen Z.
Yes. Yes.
But musiposhinda hiyo, we'll just know you are useless.
Hey.
Tunasema shenzi. Atuoli. Put that didi ya shenzi bwana.
Yes.
Ni kutisha tu.
Yes.
Show by action.
Yes. Do it.
Front.
Just
kama ni Morara mnataka asimame huko, mpeleke penye mnataka na mpigie kura.
Yes.
You can transfer your votes.
It's about time.
Yes.
It's about time. I at the very least, be ready for 2027. Yes, I know there's a lot of things happening now. Maybe right now you don't know what you want to do, but at the very least in 2027, have yourselves there, have a position, have a movement. I'm telling you, I guarantee it. You will have your seat in power.
And if they don't win the seat in power, they'll have negotiation power.
Correct.
They can even share that government half-half.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
It's not just Baba who can do it. And especially now, because the reality is the youth are the majority. They are, in fact, let me tell you, as it stands, even in business, the majority are the decision makers.
Yes.
Be the decision makers.
And don't be your own enemies.
Yes.
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 Pendana. Don't be your own enemies.
Yes, pendana.
Pendaneni.
Pendaneni. And in fact, if anything, correct each other. Ukiona mtu ana stray kidogo, mrudishe. Yeah? In Kikuyu, I'll tell you, they say, mtoto anapigango. I'll say it
no, say it in Kikuyu.
I can't say it.
Okay.
But it says, mtoto anapigango akirudisha kwa nyumba. Akirudishwa nyumbani.
Yes.
Unaelewa?
Don't
beat
punish
them.
us with love.
Yes. Return
them
back.
home.
Yes, return them home.
Yes.
Yeah, but don't beat to chase.
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
You see, they have
don't
destroyed their
enemies.
own movement by beating to chase.
Yes, so come together, do this thing together, form and be on the ballot. Be
Yes.
there. Be
And
there and make
don't
sure.
be greedy.
Yeah, but before you even get there, register, guys. Please go and elect and register to become voters. Right? Vote, please. 2027. Please don't abstain. Right? Don't
And
be.
it is not just register.
Yes.
Register where elections will get you.
Yes.
Kama unafanya kazi Nairobi, wacha kuregister ushago.
Usende ushago.
Just register where you are.
Kuja Nairobi.
Yes.
Kama uko
Because that is
Nairobi,
where you get the
yes,
services.
Exactly.
Yes.
Usiende home. Usiende home. Wacha watu wa home wafanye kazi yao.
Yes.
Wewe kwenye uko, please make sure you register where you live.
Kama umeingia kama first year, in 4 years where will you be? Still the same university.
Yes.
Register around that university.
Yes, please
That's
do.
where you'll vote.
But step 1, please register. It is really important that you register and you make your voice heard. Very important. Next, form, and make sure your people are in the ballot. Just make sure. Just do it. Don't think. Just do it. You get? All right. So let's go back into the comments, and the disciples of today again very active today. He says, "Please ask Meli to make comments on the situation of the two brothers, Bure and Kabisa." The two brothers.
Who are the Bure and the Kabisa? I know them.
The two brothers, wenye bora wakishiba wako sawa.
No, hawa wameshiba na wako sawa. Hawasumbui, bora iko chakula.
Lakini sasa mwisho amesema, ndio sasa amejisema, is how secure is the position of the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Speaker of the National Assembly?
There would have been a reaction if that position is up for grabs. I am thinking that there are other positions that they are sharing. Remember, they got their share. They are 30%
yes.
is there. So
yes.
I'm sure the 70% is what the president is sharing with Baba. Perhaps he is going into the PSS. Remember, the two brothers just asked for, I think, 3 positions of the PS.
Right, yes.
So, and remember, the PS are around 50. They are quite a number. There are ministries with even 2 PSS.
Yeah.
So, there's enough. This government is big enough. It can always be shared equally. The cake is big, as long as you enjoy the sugar. Remember, there are also heads of parastatals, by the way, who are changed every 3 years. So Baba can be given quite a number. It's not only the PSS and the CSS. He can get head of parastatals. So remember, today even there is somebody, perhaps their leadership at the parastatal is expiring and may not be renewed. So they usually get a contract of 3 years. And the parastatals are over 400. I sometimes see them flaunting the 63 and listing the Kalenjins alone on the 63. But remember, even Kenyatta National Hospital is a parastatal in itself.
Moi Teaching and Referral
is a parastatal. So there are so many parastatals. Like Ministry of Agriculture has around 17, if not 14 parastatals alone. So stock of Ministry of Health with its parastatals. Go to ICT with its parastatals. Go to public service with its parastatals. You see, there is a lot of parastatals in this country. So I think Baba is going for those ones. But we are hoping Baba will give us professionals, people who will take care of the resources of this country. Remember, the marriage is unavoidable. The marriage was unavoidable and is unavoidable. It's the divorce that we don't know when it will come.
How long will it last?
And how noisy it will be.
You say it was unavoidable. I say the divorce is inevitable. I'm telling you, it is bound to happen. And I mean, it is.
No.
If the tradition has been, Sam, if the tradition has been, he will be in every government. It has to go without saying that in the same breath that he was in, he got out for sure.
No, Sam. Let's give Baba. Let's say, wacha mgala muwe na haki umpe. Our constitution does not create the office of the official opposition leader.
No, it does not.
So hatuna official leader of opposition.
Yes.
We only have the office of the majority and the minority.
Yeah.
And they are not saying the minority will be opposition. The minority can even be the government.
Yes.
And the majority be the people coming from the opposition. But all of them are in government.
Yes.
If we were to go by the Baba's ethics,
Yeah.
Baba gave us the Road. Did you know that?
You want to
Nobody was able to demolish those houses until he became the Minister of Roads.
All right.
He even brought down serious buildings himself on the Tinga Tinga to give, even we have those clips, to give an example of how people on road reserves should be dealt with.
Yeah.
In fact, he was hated for that.
Yeah.
Baba was able to deal with Mau. My community was affected. But how do you say my brother left our farm in Trans Nzoia to come and settle in Mau? Because they were expecting to be given free land. In as much as they were Kenyans, it was not right for them to leave their cradle homelands just to come to Mau. Baba was the one who led evictions in Mau, and it made him unpopular in Rift Valley, and that is why he lost the Rift Valley support. Because perhaps the eviction was not done. But Natembeya did it, and he's a governor in Rift Valley.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So some things are emotive.
Yeah.
There's something I slid in. You see, when people rank the leadership and put Kalenjins, all of them in one list.
Yes.
Remember, by the way, Kalenjin was formed as a political tool.
Yeah.
To marshal the Rift Valley for what? But did you know, if, for example, Murkomen was to speak Kimarakwet, I will not understand. For me, I'm Nandi.
Yes.
I will not understand him. If Pogisho speaks Pokot, I will not understand him. And we have always been hipped together into one basket. Yet, it's only by chance we have dialects that close to each other. For example, if you were to hip Gema, and say there's one position for Gema. Or count the people in government and call them Gema. You see, you are disadvantaging the entire population.
Correct, yes.
So, there are communities, for example, that perhaps President Ruto is a Kalenjin, but they are, like the Ogieks are not in this government. The people from Mount Elgon, the Sabaot.
Yeah.
The Sebe or Sabine or Sabaut are not in the government. Perhaps they don't have even a single appointment. During the Moi regime, the Nandi suffered because they looked like they were opposing Moi, Moi's leadership. And that is why any Nandi leader was stepped on, trampled on by the Moi regime, to the extent that the community became just a voting machine from there, because their leadership was crushed. Anybody, Chelagat Mutai was Nandi, Bishop Muge was Nandi, Jean Marie Serone was Nandi. But what happened to them? They were never. Kipruto Arab Kirwa. He would be appointed this week, sacked next week, reappointed after 3 months, sacked after that, because it's like they have a way in which if this community are put together, they are hipped together, then somebody assumes that since I have appointed Meli, he represents the entire community. Yet there are people wamesoma, lakini hawako kwenye serikali, wanaumia.
Let me tell you.
Alafu, we have a narrative that is not so good. If you go to Tanzania, they don't count themselves as Wachaga, Wahaya, Wasukuma, Wayao, Wamakonde, hapana, wao ni Watanzania. Wanasema, kama unataka kujua kabila langu, unataka kwenda kufanya uchawi. So, I should not look at some as a Mount Kenya. Kwani Mount Kenya wako unataka kwenda kufanyia uchawi? To Tanzanians, they ask you like that. Ati wewe ni kabila gani? Kwani unataka kufanya tambiko? They insist they are Tanzanians. And that's why, since independence, you have not heard of them having post-election violence.
Right.
They don't have community organizations or political parties like us, when you hear somebody fronting ati tunataka kuunda chama ya mahali fulani, by the way, if it doesn't have the representation of Kenya, it will not be registered by registrar of political parties.
Right.
That's why any political party should have the face of the nation.
Right. Yes.
So at least ukishileta useme Kipkemboi, Mandera, Kiplagat, inaitwaje, Vanga, nini, they'll look at again the representation by community.
Right.
Seriously? Is this a national outlook? No,
well, no,
it isn't.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to a day you'll wake up and just give your name, a child a name, Baraka Juma. Na wewe unatoka Central. Baraka Juma, just to erase this ethnicity.
Yes.
Otherwise, the ethnicity that you are following. President Ruto is president, but I don't have money in my pocket. Do I have?
No.
Do I look rich?
Do
I look flamboyant?
Maybe. Tell us.
No. Okay. Let me ask you, Sam. You have been, you have had Jomo Kenyatta as president from your region. You have had Mwai Kibaki. You have had Uhuru Kenyatta. And even Rigiji as a deputy president. Huko na pesa.
See, I'm not yet a billionaire.
You
Inshallah.
can see.
In the making.
Inshallah. But did their presidency help you?
No.
If you didn't work out or you didn't work hard, you couldn't be here.
Yes.
It is not about the presidency.
Yes.
It's about your individual effort to uplift your life.
100%.
Which is also inclusive of seizing the opportunity.
Yes, 100%. And let's continue to fight for economic liberation. But today, in case you missed it, you also need that mental liberation.
Yes.
We need to get out of the traps that are embedded within an ethnicity and tribalism and so on. So let's just take a look at the last comments on our pages. Vitalis says that the same church that Kasongo Zakayo donated 20 million was last week full of unemployed youth seeking job opportunities in the Gulf. Sam, this is a very big conversation, and I have a lot of thoughts on this about this job creation that is being done for us outside of Kenya when we need those minds here. And so he adds, Vitalis adds, Ruto Tano Tena, Ruto Kumifu. I guess sarcastically. but yes, this I did see it. I saw throngs of youth that landed in Roysambu, unemployed youth looking for jobs in the Gulf. And first of all, the horror stories that you hear in those areas and the things that are happening to those people who have jobs there is very worrying. And you know, as a parent, would you want your child to go seek those opportunities knowing full well they may not even come back, or if they come back in a body bag? I think yes, you know, perhaps the Chinese have perfected the art of creating jobs outside of their country, but that's also because they're doing it very well within their nation. I think very importantly, and if you take a look at how the big nations are doing it, they are doing as much as they can to retain their most talented individuals. In fact, the government is the one that's absorbing a lot of these guys instead of sending them out. We don't even know the caliber of people who are sending to the Gulf.
Now, I think our government has poor entrepreneurial skills. If you see other governments, they invest.
Yes.
There is an investment here in Upper Hill where the Tanzanian government is building a mall.
Right, yes.
I am sure the people who work there will be Tanzanians.
Yes.
We either have our government being not responsible enough, or the agencies that send people out there do not know what they are doing.
I
Number
don't
one.
think so.
Some, we understand that we don't have jobs in the country.
But we need to deal with that problem.
As they are dealing with that problem,
Actually,
where
Sam,
will the 15 million unemployed young man be?
but
Young men
here
work?
we go, Sam. Why is
Just some. The government created the other day kazi kwa vijana.
yes,
How many are employed?
not that many. Still we have a major deficit. But here's the thing, Sam. Why is it that the government thinks it can and will be the only employer? The government alone cannot kill unemployment. It cannot. There is no government on this earth that is the sole remover of unemployment. It is about time we begin to empower the private sector. It is about time that we make a conducive environment for the private sector to thrive and employ. It's about time that we empower entrepreneurs instead of kuwafinya.
Sam, I think we are our worst enemies, our own worst enemies. Number one, when Telcom Kenya was it Posta or Teleposta, something, was
Posta.
privatized in 1999
Yes,
to
Telcom.
2001.
Mm.
Now we have Safaricom among the biggest employers in the country.
Yes.
The other day, the government tried to privatize some of the same young men fought it.
Mm.
You see, the government should just be an enabler,
Yes.
but not a job creator.
Correct.
But when you get a government investing, for example, in a company like a parastatal like Kenya Airways,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it ends up bailing out Kenya Airways from the losses it is incurring year in, year out.
Yeah.
Is that a worthwhile investment?
No, not at
I'd
all.
rather sell that thing and it becomes a private entity.
Yes.
Run as a private entity
To
where the
Kenyans.
government expects profit from it.
Correct.
Look, the government renovated KICC just the other day at
Yeah.
2 billion.
Mm.
But KICC brings an income of 300 million per year. Is that worthwhile? There are some government offices that don't pay rent, that they
Yeah.
stay there.
Mm.
There are government, parastatals that eat money continuously instead of bringing money to the government.
Mm.
Because the government should be the biggest investor,
Yes.
whereby it expects profit and nothing but profit.
Yes.
It should give you even targets as the MD.
Yeah.
That last year you made 1 billion.
Mm.
This year we are expecting 1.5.
Yes.
Nothing short of that.
Yes.
And you sign a performance contract.
Yes.
If you don't achieve that, your contract is terminated.
Koheri.
Kwaheri.
Yes.
We have a civil service sum that appears in office at 9:30 to 10.
Mm.
By 3, they are not in the office.
Yeah, they're gone.
They are gone.
Mm.
Is that what you want in a
No.
country?
Yeah. And this is why government institutions are not working.
They are not working
Yeah.
because
they're not performing.
the same people who want jobs don't want to do the work.
Mm.
The same thing applies to our young men who go abroad.
Yeah.
I don't think they need serious induction
Yes.
rather than just passing a medical test and
Yeah,
you are in the
Kwatuma.
next plane to
It's
Saudi
very
Arabia.
it's very unfortunate.
Those people have a different culture.
Yes.
Some, you can't hold the hand of somebody's wife, not even the girlfriend.
Yes.
You can't be seen walking with somebody who you are not married to.
And if you're,
And that is the law of that country.
and if you're a lady, especially if you're going to the Gulf nations, you're expected to be in a hijab. You're
Yes.
expected to conform to the rules of Islam. You
Yes.
understand what I mean? But these guys are just being told, leta makaratasi, fanya health, shui.
They are not inducted into the jobs they are. You see them twerking in tights
Mm.
in an Arabic country. If you don't lock your door and if you are found, you are a dead man.
You're finished.
You are finished.
Yes.
You are seen doing some of the obscene things that are not supported by Islam.
Yes.
Remember, some countries are ruled by Sharia
Yeah,
law.
Sharia law.
Sharia law is enshrined from the Quran,
Yes.
and it doesn't have an exception of a foreigner.
He doesn't know. Yes.
Just the way you conform to the rules of this country,
correct.
you can't
Yes.
get out of that.
Yes.
So
I think it's very irresponsible for the government
It is irresponsible of the government, but irresponsible of the agencies. There are agencies, some that are not registered.
Yeah.
Kazi yao tu ni kukupatia passport, process, shuka huko. Once you are in the hands of the employer, they have forgotten about you.
Yeah.
Again, it's about customer service. Customer service.
Yeah.
How are the customers?
In fact, let me tell you, yes.
As an agency,
yes.
Are you looking into the future of your agency? Why can't you have a situation whereby you agree to hold the passport of the employee?
Yes.
Not giving it to the employer. Hold it. Say, come to the office if you have an issue with it.
Yeah, I think I saw something last week from the Kenyan ambassador to, I think it was Thailand. And he was talking about
the Myanmar thing.
Yes.
Yes.
It is really sad to hear that now, I used to watch this in movies, but now we're hearing our young people are being trafficked in foreign countries.
They go there thinking they are going to work, only to find that they are going for organ harvesting.
Yes.
Unaamka baada ya wiki moja unapata kidonda kwa tumbo. You are told uliteleza. Kumbe ni kidney imeenda.
It's very sad.
Na ulienda ukijua unaenda kazi.
Yes, it is very sad and rather irresponsible for the government to purport that it's helping its citizens. Kumbe wanawaingiza shimoni. I think it is, and I feel that if anything were to happen to these young people, the government should take responsibility.
No, you know, Sam, it is your responsibility as a citizen while traveling to inform the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that you have traveled to this country on arrival.
Yes.
We have our immigration desk in every port of entry in every country.
Correct.
We have an embassy or a high commission in many countries. If you don't have it in that country, you have in the nearby. They have their phones. Now, either the traveler or whatever is going to that country does not inform the embassy that they are there, or the embassy itself has no staff. Kuna embassy nilienda nikiwa nimetravel. I just found the gate man. The rest were on holiday. They have been recalled to Nairobi. The entire embassy.
What?
Some joyrided in the ambassador's plane because amekuwa recalled. Wakaona hii ni free lift ya kuja nyumbani. Na ambassador alikubali. Akakuja na wao. So there is nobody to attend to you in that embassy.
Yes.
You call them, the numbers are toll free, but nobody is speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, some pick, but they don't attend to your issue.
They can't help
because they are very busy enjoying themselves. You see.
The attachés.
Attachés, and you know they are Kenyans. The attaché in every embassy, more than half are actually from that country. More than half. And the foreign mission also has assistant ambassador, sijui head of mission, sijui nini, all of them in that embassy, paid by taxpayers of Kenya, but they don't take care of that. But anyone traveling should know that it is their responsibility to report that they are in this country, working in this state, working in this village, in so-and-so's home.
Right.
So that whenever you make a call, they can easily trace you.
Right.
But I hope they have the resources to trace you.
Right. So I'd like for us to stop. We know we can go on and on.
We can go on and on.
We have been but we have to stop somewhere.
Now.
Yes. So this was in case you missed it with Sammy Maina, and our guest today is Mr. Sammy Melly, political analyst and commentator. Always happy to have you here in studio with us.
Thank you.
Talk about the things that happened in the previous week and what to expect in this one. I'll tell you this. I expect a lot of interesting moments with the rain here with us and the goings on in Siasa. I see a lot of new positions and coming up, and not to forget, I know this is not political, but we have the upcoming WRC next week. Brings a lot of foreign exchange for us.
Yes.
So looking forward to that. I think.
Are we going? Just a minute. Are we going?
I'm going. I'm
You
going.
don't need a political analyst
For
in
sure,
Safari
I am
Rally.
going.
I can commentate.
We commentate. Let's go to Naivasha and commentate on the ground. Yes, so that's coming up next week. Seems it's going to be a very interesting one. We have a lot more new locations in Naivasha for the rally. So keep it here. We will be covering it on the ground in our other shows whilst there. So this is it. This is in case you missed it, and I'd like to say thank you to Sam, and I'd like to encourage all of you to keep yourselves informed, connected, and ready. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Big shout out to Vince on the beat, by the way. What up?
Sin koma vitu nani rea Buff bus washa like bigger shots like if it goes siku sutani pair tap tap back it up make it drop so feeling that kupea sin you listen bona ndai setting back up kwa kona niko sure he ujaiona bona sin you listen bona and yeah I finna bless this thing on ya I finna hit it till